Hello! Those of you who have been online since the Wednesday Club, this show is starting now as well. Hello, this is Shield of Tomorrow. I am your guest game master, Sax Carr, and we're not playing Star Trek today, we're playing Lasers and Feelings. Ooh. Yeah. Obviously, we have the whole crew here. Say hi, whole crew.
Hi, whole crew! Yes.
Those of you who are regulars of this show will notice the 2 additional humans, and those humans are the writers. They help write all the modules for all the adventures we play here on Shield of Tomorrow.
Have we verified that they're human?
Yeah, well, not officially.
They might be
From the waist down, we could be anything.
Yes.
Well, that's true of us all.
And we're going to play a kind of a goofy one-off today. It is not sort of really in any serious way in the canon of Shield of Tomorrow. It's just a fun space RPG that we wanted to play while Eric is in Burning Man, I don't know, finding a new life for himself and staring off into the sunset.
Himself.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be better. It's usually better. You come back better, is my understanding.
He's gonna come back like, you don't know the things I've seen.
So let's do a little announcements. If anyone has any announcements before we get into today's game, Sam.
I'm excited.
Yay!
We're playing Lasers and Feelings.
Sam.
I'm sitting next to Amy for the first time ever. We've never sat next to each other in an RPG.
Yeah.
What? So I'm super hyped.
Sam worked very hard and grew that hair themselves for today's game.
It's better.
It came in that color.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is actually like
via sheer force of will.
that I can really quickly fly.
Yeah, finish the whole.
Yeah. I'm feeling less vibrant today sitting next to Sam.
Any other announcements?
No, you are always vibrant of heart.
Okay.
Yes. The Improvised Generation is this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And on Friday, we actually are starting X-Files Unclassified, which is an improv show in the style of The X-Files.
Oh, that's fun.
So it starts Fridays at 8 p.m. September and October.
Very nice. You had an announcement as well?
I did. This weekend is Long Beach Comic Con. So if anyone randomly ends up in Long Beach this weekend, you should go to Long Beach Comic Con. And on Saturday night, the Library Bards are performing for the cosplay contest. So
if you're going to Strategicon this weekend, you can find me there. And that is a gaming convention that happens 4 times a year here in Los Angeles. I'm going to be playing X-Wing, the miniatures game, and about 15 games of Dungeons & Dragons. So maybe you'll see me there as well. Also, I'd like to thank all the wonderful fan artists for this show and all our shows. Toby Sani recently did some great fan art for Dick & Johnson, or Fart as we call it there. Not my choice.
Fan art, fart.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Yeah.
It's just easier.
Yeah. I want to also thank the writers of this show and Vast who were the guests on that Dick and Johnson.
That was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's
so
available on
fun.
VOD, providing that part of Twitch is currently working, so you can check that out if you'd like to.
We shit all over the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
We did not do the characters justice at all.
No, you guys did great, but like every time we rolled to make a towel useful, it was never useful.
Yeah.
So we're like,
We tried a couple times.
Yeah. And it was one of those ones where I feel like either you or Keller was like, every time we thought of some even small idea, like, let's go do that. So like the plot kept jumping, which you might get to see today. All right, a little more before we get started on today's game. This is Lasers and Feelings, which is a Double Clicks tribute RPG. We love the Double Clicks. It was written by John Harper, and if you go to 17design.com, you can find it, or if you just Google Lasers and Feelings, it's the first thing that comes up.
He was kind enough to shout it out for us today, too.
Oh, very nice.
That's so cool.
It is a one-page RPG, which are my favorite kind of RPGs. It has a very simple rule system, and on the rules card itself, there's actually sort of like the instructions for how to build a plot or story for the game. I have gone wildly off that, but if you want to play it yourself, it only uses D6s, so Lasers and Feelings and my 2 lucky D20s are all I need to play this anywhere, which is great. At Gen Con, a lot of you critters were playing Dungeons & Dragons in line for Critical Role events. This is something that you can play in line for an event. I mean, you could fold this up and put it in your wallet, and if you ever want to just play a quick game of something, it even has, like, you can basically randomly roll a lot of stuff. It's a really cool game. Highly recommend it. Today, though, we're using it to basically parody Galaxy Quest. So, many of you have said that our opening sequence sequence reminds you of Galaxy Quest, we thought we might show them a little love by doing a... So in the story of today's campaign, all of our characters are actors who were once on a TV show that is now defunct, that was a sci-fi show, was a space sci-fi show, and they're going to be essentially kidnapped by well-meaning aliens who think they are their characters, much like the deeply ripped off plot of Galaxy Quest. Some have suggested, why not just have everyone play themselves and have aliens kidnap them because they thought Shield of Tomorrow was real. And I was like, I don't even think aliens would make the mistake of a bunch of people sitting around role-playing are like really the people that they... It seems like they have, if they only saw the opening sequence, but then like, really, is those the people you go to? All we know is that the captain can turn around? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so we decided to make an entire fictional world. It's going to be totally unrelated. However...
Who wants to play themselves?
Yeah.
I mean...
No. I mean, that's the whole point of role-playing, is to be somebody else. Also, I've decided, against Eric's will, not against his will, but without consulting him at all, that the show that you were all part of, the actors were on a show. That show is canonical for the Shield of Tomorrow universe. So that, like, in the 70s or 80s, this show existed, and any one of you who is a fan of ancient television might have heard of it or make reference to it.
It's our Dixon Hill.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, Sax, are you saying that this fictional show was popular before the eugenics wars?
Yes.
And now we're living post-eugenics wars?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm saying, these characters don't live post-eugenics wars, but what I mean is, because for some reason in Star Trek, all entertainment has gone away except for like classical music and volleyball or something. Like there is no.
It didn't endure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you feel like nowadays with the cell phones and the television, the YouTubes and the Twitches and such, it just seems less and less practical every day that we're just gonna all go like, nah, books from here on out, and not modern books, old books, only old dusty volumes for us in our
If it
spaceship.
ain't leather bound, forget about
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, enough kibitzing about Star Trek. I'm going to go to the opening sequence to this show, and we'll come back. And this game is designed to make your characters and create the whole plot all in one sitting. So we're going to do all that together with you when we come back. And first, we're going to see the opening sequence, which is now. Hey, and we're back here on Shield of Tomorrow playing Lasers and Feelings. Check out our new Lasers and Feelings overlay.
Nice.
All right, so to start the game, before we do anything, you're all actors who were actors on this TV show from, let's say, 10 years ago. Okay. So do all of you have names for your actor?
No.
No. All right. Well, all of you can think of a name quickly. Who has a name for their actor? All right, Sam DeLille.
I'm playing Robbie Carantara.
Robbie? Mm-hmm. I'm just going to write down Robbie, but everyone at home can write down the rest of it for a later wiki entry.
R-O-B-I-E?
Okay, and then...
Mabel DeBloom. Capital D, capital B.
All right.
Thank you, dear.
Cool.
I'm playing Chip Harddunk.
Chip.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Anyone?
Sure, I'll be Dirk Frey.
Okay, Dirk. Nice. All right. Any of you with no names want to jump in with a
Frey
name?
like jump into the fray, or Frey like Frey pie?
F-R-A-Y.
Frey pie. It took me a minute. I will be Quincy Maddox.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, holdouts. What do you got for names?
I'm waiting to. Can we build a character first?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
What if I pick like a heroic name and my character's all shitty?
Well,
then it's gonna be hilarious.
The actor that you're creating, you make here now.
Yeah.
If your heroic name applies to the actor, like your character name will be different in the show.
Right. No, I know.
So you have complete control over who this actor is. So
like if I create an actor name like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
And my actor ends up being super hunky. Like that doesn't make any sense. But if it's
but
Steve
the
Buscemi,
hunkiness of that actor is determined by you. Like your role in the show. Now, if you are Steve Buscemi and somehow in the show you pick like the hunky captain, then that's the casting of the show's problem, not your problem.
But I just believe in numerology or whatever it's called. I feel like whatever name you're getting,
Numerology, I think that's the word.
Definitely numerology.
It affects your personality.
Do you mean
It's
nominative
a hilarious
determinism?
juxtaposition, and it's awesome. Like,
Say
you
that
don't
again?
lose here.
I said, do you mean nominative determinism? That's the idea that like your name dictates. So if your name
No,
is like
Sax.
never heard that.
Numerology. it's called numerology.
Read a book.
God.
all right.
Sad.
Hector, if you want, as long as Amy can think of a name, I will let Hector be the one holdout.
All right.
Remember, Hector is doing this to you.
I'm gonna be Rebecca Morgan.
Okay.
That's a great actor name. Damn it.
Yeah.
You can't be Rebecca
You could have been
Morgan.
Rebecca Morgan.
Too late
You've
now.
lost that chance. All right, so now you're going to determine your number, and the way the game works is you pick a number from 2 through 5. In the game mechanics, if you pick a high number, you're better with lasers. That's all the like sort of techno awesome stuff. If you pick a low number, you're better with feelings. That's all the sort of relationship stuff. But as an additional flavor for this game, if you have a low number, you are better. You did not like your time on the show. You're one of those bitter actors who doesn't want to talk about it, like Colm Meaney, who won't talk about Star Trek for whatever reason. And if you have a high number, then you really love being on the show, and you like read the technical manuals and whatnot, and so you're also very good with lasers. So it's the game mechanic as is, but the added sort of flavor is that. And you can choose your number, and again, it's any number from 2 through 5, and all your rolls are going to be based on this number. So. Your rolls are based on 1d6, and higher or lower has different things, but your number will be relevant to that. So anyone who wants to dive in with a number, they can go ahead. Sandalev.
I'm 5.
Your number is 5. You loved being on the show.
I loved it. It was the best.
All right. So 2 over here.
I rolled and apparently hated being on the show.
All right. You're better than this. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 4. The
Okay.
show made my action movie career.
All right.
2, darling, 2. Have you seen me on the stage? I was once the talk of the town, and then I did this damn show, and now I can't find anything other than sci-fi work, and it ruined me. Ruined me, I say.
All right.
No one
Anyone
takes
else
it
want to jump
seriously.
at a number?
I'll say 5. I love being on the show and say I played some sort of alien. I took my role so seriously. It's unclear whether or not I actually believe I'm an alien.
All right. Well, hopefully you will pick the alien in a random draw coming up. Or you believe
not,
you're your character.
My character.
You've
Sure.
gone native. All right. So, all right. Anyone?
I'll be a 3.
3. All right. Sort of in the middle there.
Well, closer to not wanting to talk about it, but it also launched my career as a rom-com actress. But
Okay.
I'm trying to get away from that now, so I'm just kind of conflicted.
All right. And Amy.
We've got a 5, a 5, a 4, a 2, a 2, and a 3. So basically anything. I'm at a 3.
All right. Also
You know,
in the middle.
Oh wait, were we supposed to roll for that?
No.
Oh,
you can
okay.
choose.
Nah.
I was so confused. I was like, oh shit.
You can roll for anything you want to in life if you want to.
I mean, I do.
You don't have to make your own choices when dice can do it for you.
I have dice earrings, and I'm like, oh, should I buy milk at the store? Oh, nope, no, I can't. It'll probably be expired.
All right, so really quickly, take a second and figure out who your actor was and what their relationship with the show was. Just take a few seconds. We're just going to ask you for a little bit of information about that you're going to sort of extemporate right now. So, who were you? What? And we don't know what your role on the show was yet. We're going to determine that later. But like, how did you how did you join the show and when did you leave the show? In the base of your ability. And when we pick the random roles, one of you is going to end up being the red shirt who was only on one episode. So you're just take it really seriously that one episode. But the rest of you were all on the series for its entire run. And so think about that, and then we're going to build some right off the cuff, like shooting from the hip, interpersonal relationships between the cast as you sort of all work together, and then we're going to find out who you actually played in the show. So, all right. So, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go down the line with Quincy. Who were you as an actress, and how did you come to the show?
Okay, so
or actor? I don't know. Quincy, go either way.
So I am Quincy. I'm an actress, female actor, whatever you want to call it. This was my first acting job straight out of Juilliard, and I was very young and impressionable, and I became an instant just celebrity, and it was cool, but it was also kind of jarring. And then after the show, I stayed on the show, or we'll see, I guess we'll find out how long I was on the show. But after the show, I tried to do more serious roles, but because I was typecast from the show, I could only really do rom-coms. And I'm sick of doing rom-coms. I want to be an action star. I want to be like Scarlett Johansson and go from doing like the sweet, innocent girl to like the grown, kick-ass woman. But I'm having a lot of trouble breaking out of that. And all I have is the fans and the autograph money, because I refuse to do any more rom-coms.
It's going to be a real pisser if you were only in the show for one episode and died. And I got typecast quick. All right, Rick, you're next. Or Dirk, sorry.
Yes. Dirk, I was one of the writers on the show, and they brought me in to read dialogue with the other actors, and they liked me so much, they actually cast me in the role, and it is the only role that I have ever played. And after the show ended, I hit the con circuit and happily did all the, the cons for our show.
Get that autograph money.
Yes,
This whole show should be called Autograph Money. Yeah. All right, Hector, your unnamed character, what was there?
My character's name is Horatio Andrews. His real last name is Andasola, but he had to fucking change it because Hollywood won't hire Latino actors, so he anglicized it to Andrews. Horatio
Do you go by Harry?
Andrews. No, I do not. I go by Horatio. And I was on the show.
This is Chloe Bennett all over again.
This is Chloe Bennett, but I'm trying to use my platform, like her, to make some positive fucking change, which is why I left the show. Because even though it was sci-fi, I felt like they were underserving my character and, frankly, making him a stereotype.
All right.
So,
which is great. If you end up being the red shirt, you didn't leave the show. You just claimed to. You died in one episode. All right. So, Chip, what about you?
Okay, so I came out to LA after high school from my small Midwestern town to try and make it in the movie business on my good looks. Did a couple soap operas before I landed the gig on this show, and that kind of kick-started my career. Went off to do action movies after that. Had that 90s career arc where, like, you were big for a little while, but slowly you kind of petered out until it was more like straight-to-DVD stuff. Yeah, but, feel pretty good about the career overall. Probably still think I'm, like, a top-of-the-line action star, even though I'm, like, Seagaling a little bit.
Okay. Oh, that's a term. Bonnie? Mabel?
Oh, yes, dear. I got my start in the theatre, on the stages of London. I was a huge star overseas, and this show was supposed to be my big Hollywood break. They wanted to bring in some of the nice, theatrically trained, make it a little bit more deep, I should say. If I get the red shirt, I'm going to be pissed. How dare you kill me in one episode? You know who I am. So it jump started my Hollywood career, of course. But then once I wanted to go back to the theater and go back to my roots, I was stuck in this sci-fi limbo of being a sham of an actress. But of course, I'm not. I'm fabulous, dear. So I'm a little bitter towards this career choice I made.
All right.
I regret it all, really.
Robbie?
So, I got the role because I was willing to shave my hair for it. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was a really great time on the show. After the show, I didn't really do that well at acting. And so now I teach preschool, and I'm really happy.
All right.
Rebecca? Way to make me feel like an asshole.
Okay, so I was also like coming from a theater career, but it was sort of like I got kind of an action-y part because I was a dancer. I was like a chorus line kid. But I make you crazy, Mabel, because I'm always pointing out that we're both from the legitimate stage.
I know.
So you're like a theater summer glow?
I kind of, yeah, like a theater summer glow, and then, but like I was about to get my first offer of like a potential like a featured role, and I kind of had to pick between that and the sci-fi show, and I picked the sci-fi show, and like the theater stuff kind of dried up, and then after the show I couldn't really get much except I got cast in a parody of our show, which I happily went on and just did like years of like an off-Broadway parody of our sci-fi show that like I bring up to all of you all shamelessly, where I'm like, yes, I sort of pretend that we all fondly remember it.
Wait, was that a stage production?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
I could see it as like a live thing in LA where you go to see a show that makes fun of the show you loved, and one of the actors is they're poking fun at themselves. How great!
Yes.
And then you sign autographs after, and it's.
And we transferred from LA to off Broadway, or like off Broadway, where we've been doing it for 9 years.
All right. So further proof that Amy is the best, you have basically done all the homework that I'm going to get the rest from these characters by yourself. So not only am I not going to ask you any of these follow-up questions, but I'm going to invalidate you from any of their answers because you've done a really good job of making your own story. Like we have a relationship with Bonnie's character, we know where you went after that, we know why it might piss everybody off. So Amy's off the table. So first off, we're just going to do a couple of really easy ones here. All right, so this is Bonnie. Bonnie,
Yes,
which
dear.
other cast member did you have an affair with during the show?
All of them. No, I mean, who wouldn't want this? Am I right? Let's see.
And it can't be Amy because Amy's
No,
done
I
too
hate
much
her. She
story
drives me
work,
crazy.
Well,
No offense.
We
I
have
don't-
that bond. We have that bond.
Oh, we
We're
sure
literally
do,
doing
darling.
the same.
I've been doing this for many years.
Right.
dude.
Her
Sit down.
Broadway flippery compared
Let's
to your
see,
serious Shakespearean training.
Let me see.
If you can't remember like a character.
No,
term-
I'm looking down my thing. I mean, you know, Chip. It was a Chip. Was it? He had the good looks and everything, but just no layers to him.
All right.
I kind of liked Horatio. He was very exotic.
But it was Chip that you went to that you had an affair with.
Oh no, he had no layers.
Oh, so
we
it's
had
Horatio you had.
we had a
fling.
We had a fling, but there was nothing there. There was no intelligent conversation.
This isn't the true Hollywood story. You had an affair with one of these characters. Which one was it?
He was all muscle, no brains. Dear. Fine, I'll take Chip. But deep down, I wanted Horatio.
All right.
But he would never look me in the eye.
Yeah, because you
And
keep calling me
then-
exotic, and it's never gonna happen.
5. Dirk.
Very uncomfortable.
I called him
Dirk, you actually married one of your one of the other actors here. Who are you married to?
Out with it.
Chip?
Okay. You were married to Chip.
Wait,
All
wait
right.
a minute.
Okay.
all
He
goes
was
down.
mine first, dear.
Are you still married to Chip, or did that end?
No, that's over.
Okay, cool. All right, so now a couple of extra ones for
Chip
each
is
of
the
you.
Captain Jack Harkness of our show. He's just going. He's with everyone.
It was
All right.
it was like my publicist told me to do it. It was like a publicity thing. Yeah, I know. It's
That's-
the action movie
Was
industry
this
is
or before
real
or
ugly.
after our affair? I need to let me get the
You
timeline.
don't need to tell us what it was, but tell us who it was. You know a secret about one of your other cast members that you learned on set. Which cast member is it?
Quincy.
Quincy. Okay.
Wait, who knows it? Oh, okay.
All right. Bonnie, we got a good one from you. Chip, you stole something on set. You can figure out what that is before, you know, if it ever becomes relevant to your story. But you stole something from either from one of your fellow actors or from the set itself.
God.
All right.
Stole somebody's heart.
Stole everyone's heart.
Yeah. Do I know?
Still everyone's kidney.
Was the
I'm
marriage?
sorry, I was the
was
handsomest
marriage
guy in my
before or
small
after
Midwestern
our
town. I
affair,
can't help
you know?
That's up to you guys to determine.
Figure it out.
Or during the same
Or during.
time.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, it was supposed to be an
Horatio,
affair, right?
That's right. Oh dear.
You were insulted by one of your fellow castmates. Who was
Mabel.
that?
Mabel.
Really.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm so charming.
I already wrote down what the insult was.
Oh!
And you were exalting.
That's what it was, yeah.
And
But that's
Quincy,
funny.
you had concerns that one of your other castmates was doing something illegal on set. Which was that? You don't need to tell us what it was, but who did you think might have been doing something illegal on set?
Dirk.
Dirk. Okay. So that's what we, now the last thing we need to determine before we assign roles to all these characters. I know this has been a long character creation process, but this is I love this kind of stuff.
This is
works
fun.
for me. Is what was the name of the show?
Oh God.
Defenders of the Future.
Defenders of the Future. I'll take
That's a good one.
All right.
Like
Yeah,
Shield.
I like it.
It's called the people at the convention is shorthanded as D of the F.
Yeah.
Sure. What was the name of the parody that you were in?
The parody of Defenders of the Future.
Oh, Protectors of the Present. Protectors of next week.
Guys, help me. Protectors of the
How
Present.
about Protectors of Soon?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. So all that remains before we get
We
on
made T-shirts
is
that said our show's a POS.
so in front of Chip right now is a dice tray, and in the dice tray are some face down rolls.
Okay.
So Hector, because you're captain on the actual show that we're doing here, you can pick your roll first.
Ooh.
All right.
Do I share with everybody?
Hold on to it now. So everyone pick one, and then we'll figure out who's who.
I know me too. Oh man.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So now we're going to learn about your characters on the show, and then we're going to get started with the game. So, who is the captain?
I told you.
Wow. You went from writing. You were a writer who read for the captain.
And you
All
were doing
right.
it like you just totally.
Okay.
This shows your life now.
So this you can come back to us. I know like names off the cuff are really
That
hard.
is so funny.
But also and we can determine this for you. But what was your catchphrase as the captain?
Ooh.
Suggestions?
That's
That's perfect.
Nailed it.
Okay, that's my catchphrase.
Suggestions.
Nailed
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
That's great.
All right. Who is the first officer?
That'd be me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, this
The
is
action
this
star.
is great. This is a pre-written question by me. What other character did the audience always want you to get together with?
I mean, I think that's fairly obvious here. The captain.
Okay, perfect.
And then we had a publicity marriage because that's the thing that everybody wanted to see.
Very
Oh.
progressive show from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you gotta remember,
Yeah, but like fake
Yeah.
work.
the Star Trek timeline in the 80s had 2 whales stolen from it. Okay? Clear aluminum was invented early. So it's a very progressive, different, alternate timeline. The eugenics wars were in the 90s. I mean, this
Wait,
was...
were the wheels holding us back?
That's a good question.
Our time.
That's a
We're
good
just
question.
Like,
Stop halting progress, George and Gracie.
We took them for granted.
Whales.
We took them for granted. It makes sense because after the eugenics wars and after like super advanced people almost took over all of the Earth, everybody got their shit together.
Okay.
Until World War III, which happens later, and Zephram Cochrane, but that's later. But like,
Then we all nuked each other.
Yeah.
There
But
was a
before
second there
then,
where it was looking good.
everyone was cool.
Okay.
Different people. It was great.
We all
right.
went to
Who's
Woodstock,
the
darling. We know.
Who's the communications officer?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is fun. What
you
klutzy
enunciate
problem was your character famously afflicted with? How did you tend to pratfall every episode?
Oh wait, what was it?
Your character had some sort of klutzy problem. Like
Oh,
you would
of
always
course.
you'd have some sort of pratfall or you'd drop items.
They wanted me to every time to notify the captain I had to swivel in my chair, but the set pieces were so cheap that they would constantly fall apart.
Okay.
So I'd be always like, Captain! And
So
then,
you would iffy all the furniture. Cool.
yes, I break all the furniture, dear.
Good reference.
Who was the engineer?
Me.
All right.
Yes.
What accent that was not your own did they force you to affect for the entire series?
Oh no! I can never get away.
Come to the dark side, darling.
Now, remind you, you are playing the actor, not the character, so
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have to speak with the accent ever. But what did you have in the show that everyone remembers?
No, don't let her off the hook. Let them off the hook.
No. Western Balkans.
Whoa. I don't need
I don't suppose you can favor us with any of that.
I've been favoring you with it for an entire season.
That'll work.
Wow.
Okay. Who is the science officer?
I love everything about this.
Typecast.
I can't accept my fate. I can't avoid my fate.
Which made-up space religion or philosophy did your character claim to have?
The language of love.
Okay, perfect.
Wait, what was the question?
Language of love.
That was the question. I missed the
Yeah,
question.
it was what made up
Sorry.
space religion or philosophy
Oh.
their character. So you
Got it.
claim to speak the language of love. All right. Who was the token alien?
That's me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's just
yeah, it
fantastic.
is.
What terrible 80s makeup made your character look alien?
Oh my god, this is great.
Terrible 80s makeup.
It doesn't have to be 80s, but it was like prosthetics, right? Because it wasn't CG or anything, and they couldn't have done anything crazy. So it had to be something. It's like a Star Trek makeup. It basically has to be on a human body.
But I'm taking your cue and making it terrible 80s makeup because somebody had the brilliant idea to sort of take like really over the top eyeshadow and turn that into a biological feature.
Okay.
Where it's not just like that the eyebrows themselves have an interesting shape, it's that the brows sort of point outwards in this like different colors like out to here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Did your species have any sort of special powers or abilities? You can think more on that one. That's more of a like advanced question.
Do I have a job on the ship?
I mean, you
token alien.
remember the crew, so you could have been the condsman or anything. Like or just an officer or the doctor. But that seems like now we've typecast you.
something like that.
But yes, and think about that, and basically, sort of in the Dick and Johnson way, like you can essentially just claim your character always had these powers if it's relevant to something we're doing.
Sure.
And then, so who was the red shirt?
Hollywood is not. That's not
my
cool.
God.
Hollywood,
Alright.
not cool.
So you quit the show in that you were
Oh,
on
no.
one episode and died.
I was killed off even earlier. I was supposed to go into Act 3, but they killed me off at the end of Act 1. Do you know why? Because I spoke up. Because I said, does my red shirt character have to have a thick East LA accent? And they said, yes, it does. And I was like, why do I have to talk like this all the time, dude? Captain, I'm getting interference on the signal. And they killed me off.
How'd you die?
Originally, I was going to get destroyed by a like a pit monster or something. Some cheap. It was like a guy with like he was. I remember him wearing a glove. I was supposed to get killed by that. But what they did is they had it so that when we came down on the planet, I stubbed my toe and got an infection and died.
Are you the writer who made that change?
No, I assume I left the writer's room after I got cast.
Yeah,
as
he
the
was
captain,
cool. He was cool.
Yeah.
Dirk was cool, but
I wanted
kept-
you on at least one
I kept
more
trying to
time.
explain to Mabel that East LA accent was not really how you talk, but she found it sexy.
I know.
And exotic.
It's very exalting. I love it,
All right. So, what was the name of the ship on the series?
dude. Ooh.
it's got to be like a state name that's not Alabama, but it has to be like the USS something that's
The
not.
USS Missouri.
All right.
I don't know. You
I like
said
that.
State.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened.
That's fine.
The
All right.
USS Missouri.
What?
The USS Misery.
But people,
called it.
people would
The USS
mispronounce it as
Misery.
misery or something.
Yeah.
All right. So, what odd sound did the engines or sensors make on the Misery? Klaxon. All right.
Yeah, somebody took the naval thing too far. Yeah.
What were the primary weapons and secondary weapons called?
Ooh.
The primaries were the pew-pews.
Pew pews.
Yeah. And the secondaries were the boom booms.
It's amazing this series continued. All right. And
Can we make this show?
This is why none of this art survived to the 24th
Yeah.
century. People
Did it-
were like, we've chosen to forget about
Did
this
it
part of human
continue?
history.
Because it's 10 years later. The show could have lasted 6 episodes and been canceled, right?
right, could have. Yeah, we could.
But there's still a fan following.
What special super science tech did the ship have?
What?
X-ray vision,
Okay, so the ship could see through.
but not just like X-ray, but like how Superman has the bullshit thing where he can literally see, and then something disappears and he can see what's behind it. But it's not like an X-ray vision.
right,
Does
it's
that make
like
sense?
variable. He's
He
not
can
just
just, like,
seeing
he
everything
can-
in a straight
You can
line.
see the layers.
He can, in his own sight, make a thing invisible and just keep. Yeah, he can see in layers. That's
Okay.
right.
And what Achilles heel threatened the ship in many episodes?
There's a weak spot right behind the bridge.
Like, how about it? Like the ship had a windshield, just like a glass.
It would get
windshield.
cracked.
There's no transparent aluminum. All the windows are made out of
Just
glass.
glass. Yeah.
All right, sounds
So
good.
wait, which one is it? Glass?
Oh no.
I think the weak spot
Okay.
windshield sort of combo. I'll work with that. All right, so that's it. So that's all. We've done all the homework to making the game. So sort of thank you very much.
Nice.
Now you guys are gonna. Well, I need your character names at some point, but we can get around to that in just a second. So first off, so I'm assuming. I forget actually. Sorry, Dirk and Chip. Are you still married or not still married?
No.
Not still. Okay, so none of you live together. So this game starts on a regular evening, or regular night. It's 2 a.m. where all of you live. I guess you're all still on the West Coast somewhere, so it's 2 a.m. It's the same time for all of you. Well, and sleeping is a valid answer. In fact, some of you probably should be asleep. What are you all doing at 2 a.m.? Anyone?
I'm drinking a glass of wine, looking at old playbills of my glory days.
All right. Anyone?
I have to be up in the morning. The kids get to school really early.
All right. So you're asleep.
I'm out drinking. I just saw some of my friends in a touring company that came through town.
Okay.
I'm sitting up at home rewatching Blood Splasher 2, which is, in my opinion, the finest of the Blood Splasher movies that I starred in.
All right. Anyone else that's awake on this table?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm out drinking because I just bombed an audition for an action role, and I also just booked another rom-com.
I am up late playing cards with Horatio.
All right. Sounds good.
They're still old buddies.
We were cool.
We were cool.
All right. So what I'm going to say is that we start our story when long enough has gone on from that moment that everyone but the two of you, you've fallen asleep at a bar. So you're asleep on the bar. The two of you are still up playing cards. You've also passed out. You've passed out. You were well asleep. You are just getting home to your door.
And
Okay.
we decided that I might actually be crashing with Robbie on this visit.
You're just getting home to Robbie's door. Okay? So those of you who are asleep, which is most of you, don't see this, but blazing out of the sky is a thick blue laser, and there's several of them. And they shoot from the atmosphere down towards where you all are, and they cut like a board cutting beam, and they basically section out the part of your homes where you're currently asleep. So this happens in the bar, this happens in your houses. You two are awake, and you just see and the ceiling is destroyed, and the beam just sort of slices slowly around the two of you and carves out a chunk. It basically takes a big wide swath that contains her bed. I'm assuming your character is female.
I hadn't assumed that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Their bed, and your you at the door.
Brain cannot take that.
All right, so and it basically a big sort of peanut shape. Get me?
A peanut.
And it basically sections out all of you, and it pulls that section up levitating, and then it vaporizes, and you all appear somewhere. So all of you appear in the same big giant room except for Rebecca. We're gonna get to you in a second. So it's like a big hangar bay, and all of the parts of your house are here. So
all
it is
the furniture that we were sitting on.
Yeah,
so
the chair and passed out in.
Yeah, so
my
the
glass
chair
of
passed out
wine,
in, and anything that's
slightly
around that
spilled.
object is all there. Your whole bed, Robbie, and the
I got
TV.
a chunk of couch with a TV
Yeah.
in front of me.
And
some shag carpeting.
We'll say that because it had to take the front door of the house, it also picked up part of a water main, so yours has water squirting out of it briefly before it runs out. But you didn't end up where they did. And the two of you are just sort of cards in hand.
I have a terrible hand, so I'm really trying hard to hold my poker face, and I'm pretending like I don't notice any of this stuff. I'm just staring at him, looking
Dirk.
like I've got a good hand.
Dirk, what the hell is the matter with you? Look at what just happened.
Lay your cards down, and I will.
No, we just got abducted or something. Look.
Eventually.
Oh my God. Okay, here.
Holy crap!
The room is dimly lit, but it's definitely space room. It's got metal walls and a metal floor. All of you who are asleep are sort of waking up to
Yeah, I was
this.
about to say, I'm pretty sure I would have woken up.
Yeah, you sort of get jostled because it lifts the room for a second and then drops you.
Okay.
and it's huge and expansive, and you're the only things in it. There's some sort of techno babble up above you. You don't really know what it is, like some array.
Okay.
And then over on the far wall is one single door next to what look like essentially space lockers.
Okay. I'm wearing a silk nightgown with a ridiculous silk robe with like the feathers and like basically those kind that you would want to see old Hollywood in. Like I'm ready for my close-up type, and I have like a little thing in my hair and everything, and I just look around and I'm like, oh great, another nightmare.
This is even weirder than the chocolate pudding Olympics.
Guys, calm down. I think I know what's going on here. This actually happened to me once after the premiere of License to Face Punch. I think we've been kidnapped by a crazy fan.
I'm gonna puke.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Oh.
Someone get her
Okay.
away from me.
How did we get kidnapped? We got picked up by like a blue laser. What happened?
Well, the internet.
All right, Chip. Great. Okay.
I'm just still drinking. I'm just like, I still have my glass of wine in my hand.
The bottle on the floor was sliced in half by the laser, so it's empty.
That's all right. I had half a glass. It didn't spill. I'm fine.
You fell asleep with it in your
In
hand.
my hand, it was like
Did not
slightly
spill
tilted.
a drop.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming, so I'm gonna go explore the space lockers.
Okay.
Why the hell did I get kidnapped? I was on this show for like 15 minutes. Most of you people probably don't even remember me.
Oh, I remember you, darling.
It's not the
great.
quantity of performance, it's the quality.
All right.
And you were the best man at our wedding, so.
But that wasn't on the show. Why did who kidnapped us?
The lockers
Was it the
all
wedding?
have your character names on them.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. They have all of our names on here. Maybe
Um,
this is a fan thing.
we're gonna jump for a second.
Okay.
Amy, what is your character's name?
My character's name was Congressional.
Okay.
Bless you, dear. Bless
charming. So your character, you are sent to a different room. It's a smaller room.
You can just call her KF.
Okay,
That was
KF.
it.
Oh,
You're
okay.
sent to a smaller room and immediately begin choking. And there's sort of like a tangible yellow gas here and weird looking plants. And make a feelings roll. So you're going to want to roll, and you're going to want to roll higher than your number.
And my target number is 3.
Yeah,
and
so
I
you want to roll 3
higher
or
than
higher.
that. And I'm rolling 1d6.
Yep, it's a single d6 because
Alright.
you're not prepared. Although you don't roll 2 because
Not
I'll say you're an
prepared.
expert on what this is going to end up being.
Briefing?
Yeah.
Lifetime of practice.
Alright. One of them is over.
Okay, so it's a mild success. You instantly recognize this as the atmosphere, the theoretical atmosphere that KF was supposed to live in. Like, you remember being in a bunch of, like, shitty smoke machine versions of this.
I've heard of immersive theater, but this is ridiculous.
And this room also has a locker in it and a door. And you are basically choking to death.
Help! Help! I'm gonna try to open the locker, I guess.
All right, the locker opens easily, and inside is a spacesuit that has the same exact pattern as the ones you all wore on the show.
I'm gonna go for the door.
Okay, make a lasers roll.
1 or 2.
1. This is,
All right. And I'm trying to get
you're
under
trying,
my-
You're trying to get under your number. So in your case, it's 3 or under again.
I'm gonna be screwed.
2.
Okay, so the door has some sort of combination or lock on it. You can't figure out what's going on, but you hammer on it quickly, and the door slides open, and you and the atmosphere like are expunged out into the hallway. There's enough breathable oxygen out here for you to survive. So inside the door, you can see the spacesuit is sort of laid out in there, where you sort of left it on the ground. And now, like, the room is sort of venting into here, so essentially it's equalizing, and you're relatively okay. Some distance down the hallway from here is another door. All right, back in the main room. So you've noticed the lockers have all of your character names on them.
Yeah. And it has our names on it. Like, maybe it is a fan thing? And I want to open
Okay.
the one that says Lascados.
Lascados?
Yeah.
All right. it is a surprisingly accurate replica, as far as you're concerned, of the costume you wore on the show.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. I checked with like a replica. Mine still fits me.
Oh, sweet, replicas. I'm going up to my locker for Vard Salvo. And yeah, I'm gonna open it and take out the suit and then like immediately, like shamelessly start stripping down and like putting the costume on.
Okay.
I just watched
perfectly.
I just watched with my wine. Like, I remember that.
This feels just like the real thing.
Oh, I want to Mabel, can you cover for me?
Sure, darling. I just take off my robe. I just throw it over them. Like, you're covered, dear.
All right, I take off the flannel pajamas that I let my school kids decorate, so it's just scribbles all over them.
Wasn't prepared for that. Okay. Decorated flannel pajamas.
Yeah, it was a project.
Cool.
Crafts project.
All right, and you put on your suit?
Yeah.
All right, and you're putting on your suit. What does anyone else want to do?
I see my locker, and the name says Valexa Voluptua.
Oh.
I'm like, God damn it! I don't want to put that thing on ever again. And I open the locker and it's there, and it's basically like a very tight-fitting, like liquid leather with a giant boob window.
There's also a book in there, which is the encyclopedia of the language of love.
Yes.
Which you remember you had a prop for that on the show, but it never actually opened. It was just
It wasn't a real book.
Yeah, but this is a real book apparently.
Oh, okay.
You notice, by the way, when you put the suit on, that the boob window has like a force field atmospheric seal.
So I'm like, oh shit. Oh.
It really was practical.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I turn my back on Chip while he's changing. Sort of
Unpleasant memories.
Yeah, and I go over to the locker for Captain David Goldstein, and I start pulling on my uniform, looking around, and I'm this could be a trap. Anything could be going on. Someone needs to be taking charge here, and I'm the captain, so that should be me.
You are an actor, and you weren't even one when you were on the show.
Well, yes, but I have played a captain, which is
Dirk,
more than anyone else here.
Okay, Dirk.
Except for that episode where Mabel got promoted to captain. But
Yes, that was a glorious one.
Your suit is as you had remembered it.
and shoulder pads to make me look like really.
Right, it's a big fancy like Napoleonic shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Your suits also are either designed through some space technology or just clever tailoring. They kind of give you the physique you remember having back when you wore them in the show.
Which for me is like a big deal because there's like a lot of gut that has to move to make that happen.
Yeah. It's like a warm sort of moving cloth feeling holding you in.
Yeah, it's like I'm enjoying it.
All right.
I'm finally watching everyone change into their outfits, and I'm like, well, if this is a nightmare, I might as well get on with it so I can wake up from this horrible thing. So I go to my locker with the name X, which is just the letter X. Planine, PLA. Apostrophe IN, which basically everyone just says explain.
Explain.
But it's explanine. So do not get it confused. But yes, apparently, with being the communication officer, whoever was the writer was an asshole, making my name the explainer. But yes, anyway, that's all chit chat. And I slowly start to disrobe, and I
Oh, sorry, do you need your robe back?
No, it's fine, dear.
I have more confusing memories.
Hey, I may be a little older, but I still look fantastic.
I see a locker for my character, which, again, this is some nerdy superfan. I was in the show for 15 minutes, and there's a locker for Private Sanchez. Private Sanchez, that's all I got. I'm a character who didn't even have a first name. It didn't matter. I was killed in the end of Act 1. So I say... Look, apparently all of y'all had booked some gig and you're immediately putting on these suits for these nerds. I'm not doing this. I'm out. And I try to go to the door.
Okay. The door has that weird sort of combination-y thing we talked about earlier.
All right.
Do you want to make a lasers roll to try and figure it out, or will you be thwarted by its simple existence? This is roll a d6 and you want to get it lower than your number. Your number or lower?
My number's 2. I'll do a laser roll. Let's see if I get a 1 or 2. 2.
Okay, you actually have laser feelings, which is the super roll. You look at the number and you basically just punch the combination first try, and it wasn't. You weren't even being random. You're like, I bet you it's this, and it was.
Yeah.
And the door slides open, and it's a hallway in front of you. Do you want to poke your head out?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to be clear, the code was, what is it? The Defenders of the Future. What's like the shortened version of that? It's DEF.
DOTF.
D of the F.
No, I thought it was like DEF.
D of the F.
DEF.
D of the F.
FUD.
Oh yeah, D of the F.
D of the F.
Yeah.
So using the keypad, I tried to punch in D of the F, and that was the beep,
Yep.
and I got it. I step outside. Hello.
Well, out in the hallway, you see KF.
Oh my God.
Or you see Rebecca actually, not
Oh my
in
God.
her costume.
Rebecca, right? It's Rebecca.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Wait, do I see her?
No,
Fine.
he's going out in the
I'm
hallway.
honestly
Okay.
impressed
you
that
can hear her speaking through the hallway.
I'm impressed that you remember that you've met me before. It's Horatio. Horatio.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Are you okay?
Hi. How are you? It's been so long.
Okay, you don't have to do that. I'm on my way out. All of your friends are in there. They're all dressed up.
What?
I come running out the door somersaulting like I would in a show into a fight,
Jesus
but I kind of like,
Christ, Dirk.
can't do the somersault well, but I try and pop out of it and, look on guard.
All right.
I peek out and see Rebecca. I'm like, oh God, this is a nightmare. And then go back and sit in the chair.
Right, I'm also falling back into character, so I sort of like follow him out with more of like a military, hands behind the back kind of.
Are we doing a reunion?
I don't remember booking a con appearance. I don't know, guys. I just. What day is it? Did I just sleep through the rest of the week again?
If you don't remember booking
Did you
anything,
get home okay?
I thought I did, but then I was here. What?
Wait.
Well, if you come out of the hall where you can see Rebecca, you can see through a glass window into the room that you were previously. There was no window on your side, but yours is sort of like a glass, almost like terrarium for your environment, and you can see your front door is in there.
I have an idea as well. I'm sitting down in the chair watching all of this, and for some reason my chair is not well made either, and I fall and I actually hurt myself, and that's when I realize I am not dreaming.
A computer, like you can hear like the click of a computer whirring up, and an applause break comes through the computer system.
Okay, this is
bow.
really weird.
yeah, this is very impressive. But I'm getting the hell out of here. Hello, who's in charge? Where are the cameras? I gotta go. I gotta leave.
This
These
hallway
people
goes
need
off
their
in a
cues.
direction. It dead ends near where your door is, but past her door and on, it goes off toward and around a corner.
Don't go, Horatio. You belong here. Wherever we are.
I
Yeah,
didn't
so good
book
to see
this.
Who
You-
is this guy?
Horatio Andrews.
Were you like a PA or something?
No, I was on the show. I was Private Sanchez. I was on the show.
On what show? This show?
I was
What?
yes. Defenders of the Future. Yeah, I was killed in episode 8, season 1,
Oh, I remember.
end of
that.
Act 1.
Oh, my character seduced you in order to communicate with you. I remember now.
Yeah.
But that was like every episode, so sorry, I didn't remember that.
Oh, I remember Horatio.
You don't have to roll that many R's. Mabel.
I like the way it sounds.
Those of you who are in your costumes or your uniforms, your uniforms all have the same features they did in the show. Although in the show they had to like cut and bring you like all this high technology was done in like quick cuts and camera tricks. Your uniforms on the cuff of whatever is your dominant arm have a little sort of computer there that can interact with pieces of technology, and you remember you would type in on it and it would do things, or you could talk to it. In some episodes it wasn't clear how that technology worked. All of you have a communicator somewhere on the sort of top of your chest area, except for yours is deeply displaced by the heart cut out on your uniform. For and all instead of having like a sort of imperial collar or anything like you would have on the Star Treks we know, it all has like the mounting bracket for what would be a space helmet. And on the show, you would tap the back of your helmet and it would enclose your head. But you tap the back of your helmet, they would cut camera, install it, and then roll camera again. And you don't remember how there was nothing actually back there to tap. You would just gesture behind your head.
Okay, I want to start playing with the wrist computer and see if I can get any of my movies streaming on it.
Make a lasers roll.
All right, how many dice?
Well, let's see. You're not prepared for this, nor are you. Do you have any expertise in operating this device?
Nope.
So I would say just one.
5, so that's a fail.
Okay, so you can't. It feels just like the one did on set. It doesn't actually do anything.
Chip, what are you doing? Stop.
When I see that,
Are these like real replicas?
when I see that doesn't work, I pull out my gun and I just shoot it off into kind of whatever's in front of me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Being like, these are the best replicas ever, and I just
It definitely
Oh my
fires. Thankfully, like always in the show, it is set on stun. It doesn't hit anybody, but a brightly colored blue beam with sort of a rainbow weird sort of translucence in it blasts against the wall and leaves like a discoloration there.
Jesus.
Okay, I don't think it's reasonable for professionals to be expected to work with dangerous conditions.
It's just a
Let's try
prop.
to find
It's just a
whoever's in
prop.
charge of this.
that is the best CGI I have ever seen.
I want to keep going down the hallway to try to find a person.
Okay.
I also want to play with my gun.
I think that I think this is all just a ruse, and we are being on some type of new hit prank show. Those kids today prank those actors and all
Mabel,
these different.
don't
like
pretend
an
like you don't know
affairs?
what like a hidden camera show is. You can say hidden camera show.
Yes,
You're an
those
actor. You know
hidden
what that
camera
is,
show.
Mabel.
Horatio,
Definitely
listen.
seemed punked.
I'm just saying. I feel like we should all just find some kind of hidden hole or something. I'm sure there's something here. This is ridiculous, first off, but I will say they got my size perfect.
Yeah, this suit actually is. I can't believe there's an actual force field covering my boobs.
What? There's a force
There's
field?
an actual
You
force
couldn't tell from here.
I mean, this is amazing. Does anybody remember booking this gig at all? Does anybody know anything
know.
about
I
this?
haven't go after the theater
I
people,
don't
but
do this stuff.
I've never seen a hidden camera show with this
Okay,
big of a
Mabel.
budget. I'm just saying, this
And
is
guys,
pretty impressive.
Another thing I realized, and I reach into my locker and pull out the book. The book is real.
Okay, these are very impressive nerds.
That's
They have a lot of money. A lot of money.
We should go with this.
Yes, we should. I'm doing this now.
What?
There was a locker for me in there. I'm gonna go. I'm.
Oh,
whatever
maybe
you
they've got
guys
an
are doing.
autograph line. Oh man,
Can you imagine?
clean
Maybe I can
up.
be an action hero. Show
Wait.
that I'm not just a sex object.
Maybe this
Yeah,
is
I'll do it.
maybe this is the work of Netflix. They're bringing us back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this is how they're announcing
I
it.
heard Netflix has a lot of money. I heard they got a lot of money. This might be a real sweet deal.
Oh my gosh.
All right, there's
You're
a
driving us?
there's an alarm in the
Auga, auga.
yeah, there's an alarm in the entire section that you're in, and you can hear a door long down the hallway opens up, and you can hear footsteps running towards you.
I wheel
I run toward
around towards the footsteps.
Yeah.
I make an action pose.
Okay.
This is probably our handler.
Pull my gun again and sort of.
I make a stance, but really I'm just kind of holding my book out awkwardly.
I'm still holding my wine.
I'm sorry.
No,
are we-
these are fans. Like, I'm gonna go run and meet them.
All right.
Robbie, you're not trained in stage combat.
Why would
Yeah.
there be combat?
I ask, like, are we rolling? Are we supposed to go now?
Running
seen
in
any
the corner
sides.
are a bunch of vaguely humanoid, sort of blue reptilian aliens.
Those are Hollywood executives.
They have a very different sort of like body shape than a regular human, but they do have 2 legs, they have a long tail, and they have 2 arms. They have a very pleasant face, but covered in scales, and they have sort of like full-on just black eyes that sort of blink back and forth on, and there's a bunch of them, and they're all dressed like scientists. They have like equipment on them. They don't look very threatening, but they are sort of essentially lizard men. And they come right in the corner and like, good, it worked. You're here, you heroes of Earth.
Then we must have already been started. Okay. Is it okay if I don't do the accent? Can I just do it a different way?
Yeah, and I have some notes about my character. I'm gonna try things differently this time.
That is amazing cosplay. Look at that. Look at what the fans can do
The
these
eyes
days.
blink
Look at that.
independently.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
CGI is so amazing these
It's
days.
not. That's not. You can't be. It's in front of us. It can't be
Practical,
CGI.
it's makeup.
Yes.
Real art.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's no time to greet you. We were only able to get the power to summon you with our repulsor beam. We need
Wait,
you
I got a
des-
question. Did you
Sorry?
study with Andy Serkis? Because you have like, is it a motion capture thing? Is it a suit? that you're? Is it like? Do you have like a longer
Right,
arms?
it's like some Doug.
He's a New York actor.
I think I should handle this. I step forward and say, as the captain, on behalf of my crew.
Dirk, you're not a.
And I guess
I'm
it's
still
starting.
drinking. I'm just drinking the whole time. I'm just like.
I'm like, hey, respect the captain.
I would like to say, suggestions.
That like you hear that click of the computer going on, and there's a laugh track. We knew it was you, Captain David. You're here to save our people. And he reaches out his sort of like big 3-fingered claw to shake your hand, which he does awkwardly.
Yeah, I shake his hand, and it's always good to meet a fan.
And he turns, and there's talking amongst them all in a language you don't understand. And there's sort of like, it's a lot of like clicks and hisses and strangeness and like weird like sub-vocal gutterations, and they're sort of talking to each other.
Oh, I know this. I know this. This exercise, this vocal exercise.
Oh, me too.
Oh, I'm sure you do, Rebecca. I'm sure you do. They're just warming up for the next scene or something.
These guys are a little weird. They might be from Amazon, not Netflix. I don't
Make
know.
a feelings roll.
Me? How? Just one dice?
I'd say 2.
Okay, and then what do I
It's
still
a
don't know what I'm doing.
It's a feelings roll, so you roll above your number or above.
Oh, great. 1 success. A 3.
Okay. You remember that on the show, you used to be able to activate a universal translator by tapping that device on your wrist.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. Let me put my wine down. I've been holding this forever, not realizing there's actually not wine in it. Or a glass.
Not anymore.
Oh, hold on. Wait. At first I chug my wine. Oh hell! And then I bloop bloop bloop
All right,
blop.
make a lasers roll.
All right, and that's 1 dice.
That is, yeah, and you want to roll lower than your number.
Oh great. No.
Okay. It works. Like, just touching
Yeah.
it causes it to start translating their
Oh.
language, but it's kind of terrible and blocky and weird. You
It's
remember
like
this is
Google
exactly the
Translate.
effect they would play on languages in the show when you didn't get it right.
Yes.
And you're like, there must be transported
Yeah.
sickness. They're confused. We need them so desperately. The attackers are coming now. And they're sort of, and then they turn back to you and again in English. We need your crew to help our people. We watched the historical records of your incredible adventures. All of our heroes have died. We can't stop this force. We used the last of our resources to bring you here. We need you. We've replicated your ship down to the bolt. We think with that ship and this crew, we might have a chance to stop this.
This is the strangest type of role play I've ever been a part of. But
We're open to a revival.
Should
but
Do we want to do
I
it?
don't do this stuff anymore.
Do we want to do a take 2 of that? I wasn't in the suit. Does it matter if I'm in the shot and I wasn't? I can go grab it. And did you want to do that again? Did you want to say that again?
No, you should wear your suits. They have atmospheric
Sorry,
capabilities
okay,
in case there's a breach. The attack is coming soon. You don't want to be without your suit.
The what is coming soon?
The attack. They're here.
Okay.
The turns are here.
first of all, what union
Who, the
are we
what?
being covered in here? Like, do I have
Oh, yes, this is- that is
double-
a
That's actually a good question. Like,
Our
where's the green
culture
room?
does not associate as a union. We are an alliance. We
but-
are the Lanzig Alliance.
Okay, you got to ask these questions after, because it seems like he's just in character. the
Yeah, I
whole
think
time.
we're in
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
they
Are
just
they in
want
the
us to like
war
roll with the
at all?
scene.
No, these are entirely. You've never seen these things before.
we are
And
all-
there's not been a single effect in the show as good as these aliens.
These are really, really good cosplayers, but that's not a Defenders thing. These aren't Defenders.
I guess they're trying to like move the timeline forward
Fan
or
fiction.
something.
It's
Yeah.
fan fiction.
Fan fiction.
Oh,
It's
One of
probably
them
some
you
gives
can't just
self-insertion
add your
speech.
own
Hey,
aliens
F.
to the canon.
You are in a human disguise.
She didn't have time for makeup.
Okay.
Do you have anyone to help?
Our
look
technology
fabulous. I
cannot
sleep in
remove
mine.
this cloak on you. I am sorry. What a terrible fate. Such a noble people to be forced to masquerade amongst humans. We wondered why you were on their planet.
That's we can go with that. That I'm using some kind of
I mean, it's gonna save you a
Device?
lot of time in the makeup chair.
yeah. I don't have many of my union dressers.
Is this some kind of cost-cutting thing to save on makeup,
I mean,
or
But
what?
then why did they spend all the money on the aliens?
Yeah.
The
everything
whole
else.
room rocks with an explosion, and you can hear like pieces falling. All the furniture and stuff that you brought with you like crumbles in the room in there.
Oh my
It's
God.
God, my
Bones in
TV!
here.
We need to get you to the ship. We only have a limited time. This station will not survive that assault.
Okay. I'm gonna run and grab my suit out of my
Okay.
locker.
I
Okay.
This is like for sure a fan.
I run and grab our
escape room or something.
cards
We
and-
should like go through it.
This is very
And then we'll
impressive.
get-
They've even put the set on shaker tables. All right.
The suit goes on as normal. It has a conspicuous burn mark where your toe is for some reason.
That's
Horatio,
accurate.
you should pick a first name for your character. We can negotiate as a block and get it right in the contract.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. That's fine. We'll
About
figure all that
Francois.
after. Francois.
They're all trying to
Ooh,
lead
that's
you in the
actually
hallway.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm
your
going
suit,
through it. I'm gonna do the escape room.
as soon as you put your suit on, the atmospheric hood tries to close, and it tries to pump the atmosphere into your. So, do you remember how to turn it off? Make a lasers or a feelings roll. Either works.
I think I want to do feelings, right? Because my target number's 3.
Yeah.
Can I have 1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
You can slot on the show.
Yes.
No,
Wait, no, it's the other one. Yeah, it's the other one.
You can't. Okay, so you can't turn it off.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and help my friend like immediately.
That's not safe. You gotta help. You gotta help her.
God.
Yeah,
What are you
nice.
doing?
Do you remember how to turn it off?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and make a lasers roll.
2d6?
D6. Roll your number higher. Oh, no, sorry, lower for lasers.
1 success.
Okay, so you remember you tap the back of the head. So you tap the back of the head, the suit opens up, like the force field goes away, and as the cloud of yellow gas clears, you're in full makeup essentially. Like it somehow auto-corrected you. And you can actually feel it though. It's not like makeup, it's like it adjusted your facial features to be the costume.
That is amazing.
Oh, that's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are the kinds of production values we've always deserved.
That
I
is
don't know,
incredible.
guys. I've been on a couple of movies in the last few years. That was impressive.
Amy, you
Your
feel
movies are
different.
terrible.
You now, as a result of wearing this suit, have
Okay,
all the
okay.
abilities you had in the show, whatever they turned
Sure.
out to be.
You can insult me, but
You
don't
okay?
insult my work.
They're trying to get you to go down the hallway. You must come with us. We're sorry.
Okay, well,
And follow him.
This
let's
is
go.
this is so bizarre.
Feeling alright?
I still think I'm dreaming, but I'm in
Are you
pain.
gonna go through this?
They
Follow
herd-
me.
They herd you down the hallway. You open the door and you're instantly in it's like a big giant control room. There are huge space windows and you can see the ship. You can see the oh damn it! I moved that
The
note.
USS Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri.
you can see the USS Missouri at space dock directly in front of you. There are little attendant robot craft. Like it looks way better than it ever did in the show, but it is definitely the exact same shape. You recognize the part of it that you all know they couldn't show on camera because of how it was designed, and then so that same part is missing in this design here. But it seems like it's powered up in full capacity, and there are a bunch more of these Lanzigs here, like running around, operating switches and whatnot, and most of them are talking in this strange language.
Okay, now that is some impressive CGI.
That.
Do we think that's fiberglass or what?
No, that's
It
definitely.
could be a 3D projection.
It's absolutely a 3D projection. It has to be.
Another series of alarms goes off, and one of the one you've been speaking with sort of gathers you around quickly. There's no time. We'll do our best to defend you. Here's the problem. The turns are here. They are. I'm going to roll on their random monster generator table here. So this is going to be live. They are. The turns are all. They're rogues. They used to be part of the Lenzigs, but they turned against us. They turned against us. So they've amassed an entire army and resources. Also, for some reason, they're red now. No, don't ask. They want to empower their culture by building a star dreadnought, which requires the resources that all of our people have. This will start a war that the entire galaxy cannot control. We thought we could stop them, but they've defeated all of our forces. Your ship is powerful. Before the turns get here, you must take control of your ship and fight them.
Good God, the writing of this plot is horrendous.
Yeah, I'm not a writer, but I feel like that was pretty convoluted. You could probably trim that down to like one.
I
or two
am a
pages.
writer, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
You can see a bunch of sort of alien-looking ships all like parked around here. They're all basically the ships of these people. Clearly, there's a few of them. They're much smaller than the Missouri, but they're not as advanced looking. And but then over the horizon, like out past some asteroids in the space field, you can see slightly different, more menacing-looking versions of those ships, and lots of them moving in at high speed. They're here. The turns are here.
Okay.
Quickly, and he points to sort of a big airlock.
I think Rebecca's having a reaction to that makeup. We need to get through this and get out of here.
God.
Come on, let's do the thing.
Is there a
okay?
medic? Is there a medic? Can we just pause? Can we just pause this whole thing for a second?
There are medical facilities on the ship. They have a robot medical facility, just like in the historical documents. We didn't want to trouble you
What
with a
historical
human
documents
medic.
are you talking about?
He like takes out what essentially like was a remote control and hammers on it, and the screens play like the collector's edition version of your show.
Is that remembering
The
bingo?
HD remaster.
We were able to capture all of the transmissions from your planet, including these. We were able to see how strong and powerful your ships were, and also how incredibly charming your interpersonal dynamics were. And we decided that you would be the heroes. We could only search for one people across the galaxy. We've taken you hundreds of parsecs to bring you here, but we knew you were the ones.
Oh my god, look at my ass. It looks fantastic at that angle.
I had no hair. Oh, I looked awful.
When do we
Oh my
get
gosh.
paid?
Guys,
We can remunerate you for if you save the galaxy. I'm sure there'll be no price that we couldn't match.
Touch this. Touch my face.
guys,
Oh,
this
right.
is whoa. I don't know. I have really good instincts. In fact, this is weird, but I feel kind of like Voluptua. I feel like I'm picking up on a lot of feelings right now, and this is not just a cosplayer or an actor. Like, he's really feeling what he's feeling. He really feels desperate, and he wants us to save the galaxy.
He licks
God,
clean
we're
Ah.
all desperate here.
These guys must
That's
be
true.
method.
he licks clean his own eye while you're saying that.
Really method.
Huh.
Oh god, I'm gonna again.
Wait, do I still have my wine glass in my hand? We'll say.
No, you put it down.
Well, I
a while
chugged
back.
it, but I might still have the glass.
All right.
Alright, so he licks his eye, and that's when I realize something is
Oh,
not right, and
God.
I just drop it, and it breaks.
The laugh track plays again.
Wait a minute. Could Quincy? Are
And
you
he
saying
like indicates that, like, see, we made it all the way it was.
is this real? Are you saying this is real right now? That's a real spaceship? Are we really in space right now?
One of the other ships that's parked out by your ship explodes as lasers hit it, and then like a bank of like a burst of laser fire hits this room from the outside. You can see it like cracks the glass. And they all run around, and the landings are like, "You must go through the airlock now. Our ship pods aren't here. You have to do it manually. Your uniforms can handle it. Just go to your ship. It's got everything you need. It's just as you wanted it."
Okay, my action movie training kicks in, so I just elbow one of these aliens as they're running past me as hard as I can.
Make a lasers roll.
Oh, fail.
Yeah.
You don't.
I miss.
You just like go like this and nothing happens and nobody
I
notices.
start panicking, like, send me back down. Like, send me back. I have a masterclass tomorrow. Send me back.
I think the way out
What
is
this?
there. I think we have to go in the airlock.
I turn around to them and go,
alright.
hey, wait, if they realize that we're not really who they say we are, they might get upset. So
I think they can
everybody
hear you.
remember, I'm the captain and I'm in charge.
Okay, Dirk. We get
I'm
it.
looking for that
Actually,
excuse.
an alien.
You look
But
like
an alien who works for me. That's what's important here.
Dirk, this is not the time to try to be the leader, okay? We all need to just work together. This is crazy.
You've all got elevated heart rates, and I should not know that.
More explosions.
Guys, we
Guys,
gotta
let's
go
go
to
now.
that
We gotta
airlock
get on the airlock.
right
shit.
now.
Let's all go
If
to the
there's one
airlock.
thing I know,
Ship combat out there.
Wait, if there's one thing I know, this space station is about to explode, and the explosion is going to propel us over to our ship. So everybody get ready.
I start running and dramatically fall.
Laugh track.
God damn it!
As you get close to the airlock door, it slides open, and on the other side of it is just space, and there's like a sort of translucent sort of film in front of it that just sort of separates. It's actually the same film that's covering up the boob hole in your armor.
I run at it full speed.
All right. It just goes bloop, and you pass through it, and you're
I'm
outside
still running in space.
It's getting hard to breathe.
Oh, no, how much do I realize? No, I don't. I turn back while I'm choking and see
Make a
them all.
feelings roll.
We're all doing this.
Pass, but or wait, no, not pass. Fail.
Okay, so you're not getting it, but they're gesturing to you. You can get it. So after a second of not, you hit it. It comes over and like on the heads-up displays in the helmet and whatnot.
Oh, sweet! It's got those lines from Star Trek.
Yeah, and you have little like micro boosters in the feet and hands and whatnot, so you can actually kind of move in space, but not very fast.
Okay.
What does anyone else want to do? By the way, one of the good Lanzic ships is got like you see the side explode out from laser fire, and it starts to clearly careen down on this, like it's going to crash into the control room.
Wait, so we're trying to get to our ship?
Yes.
We have to get through it by floating through space?
I start yelling, "Let the explosion launch you!"
What does the engineer usually do on the show to like make the transport thing happen?
Oh, you normally are doing that on the ship, but if there's a transporter room, you could operate it here.
All right, so I yell at one of the lanes. Wait, where's the transporter room?
You see him for a second. You can tell even from his like full-on black eyes that he's wondering where your accent went, but he's fine. Transporter room here, and he grabs you and sort of runs you towards it.
Oh my god! Oh fuck! This is real. Fuck!
Wait.
I turn to
All right.
suggestions.
Not now, Dirk.
We have to get off of this ship.
How?
Well,
Come on, we go to the transporter room so we try to transport.
I'm not gonna transport.
Move!
you have to please follow Robbie.
Wait, I have an idea. We go to the transporter rooms and we try and transport.
Jesus
Great
Let's do
idea,
it.
let's go!
That's what she just said.
I run towards the transporter
Ving.
room.
All right.
Hey,
Yep.
Let's go.
good.
All right, and you transport.
I sense a lot of fear from poor Chip who's out there floating in space, so I'm like, guys, I need to go. I'm sensing fear and I have to help someone with love right now.
That's always just a problem.
Fear is the opposite of love.
You're
So I
outside
go
in
outside
space.
to help guide him to
I'm assuming you put your
place.
helmet on.
Yes, I
All
do
right,
that.
and you instantly like as you move, like it's sort of lightly ergonomic. So like as you try to move, the boosters turn on and like little jets of air move you towards.
Yeah,
things.
I haven't quite figured it out yet, so I'm like kind of
All right.
spinning. And
So
like, yeah, I'm feeling kind
everybody-
of sick.
Did you decide whether you're going transporters?
Oh,
or
get me off of here!
All right, so you're following the transporter team.
Yes!
All right, what are you doing?
Are you kidding me?
Transporter.
Okay,
Let's
so
go,
all of
mate.
you run into the
Let's
transporter
go.
room. The door's shut. You can't see the two of them anymore because they're out in the other room. And actually, the door's shut, and then like they look like they're going to open back up again, and then you hear a huge explosion in that room. What you two see is that ship crashing into it, and it explodes out just as you predicted. We'll see what happens there. But like the door buckles in and stops. And so now you're stuck in this transporter room.
All right, I run to the transporter controls.
Okay. The transporter controls are a series of levers that like go in up and down positions.
All right,
Robbie, do you remember how to do this?
let's find out!
Well, because you deliberately came here, I'm going to call this a prepared roll, and this is something that you're an expert at, so you roll 3 dice.
I want to assist this.
So you roll 1 die, and this is a lasers roll, and we do that first.
Okay.
So go ahead now.
I think it's because my weird enhanced senses, like I can see parts of the energy spectrum I should not be able to see, but they're active in that transporter thing. This is weird. Was that lasers or feelings?
I'll say lasers because you're doing like tech stuff.
Bad.
All right, you're not able to communicate that to them effectively.
It's just weird.
You're still
You're
getting
just
used to
freaking
your
out.
new senses.
2 successes.
All right, so you do it quite well, and so you're trying to just go to the ship's transporter room, or where are you trying to take everybody?
I want to transport like our space friends for sure
Okay.
over there, and if I can do that and do us with 2 successes, then I want to do that.
You actually can only do you because everyone on the other side of that bulkhead died when that ship hit it.
I meant like
Oh, those two.
yeah, the friends
okay.
actually literally in space right now.
Make another lasers roll, same 3, because they're actually currently in rapid motion away from the station.
Yeah.
Riding that explosion!
2 successes and a laser feelings.
Okay, so that definitely happens. So everything's going great. You're flying towards the ship, and also that space debris.
And I'm
it's
feeling
getting
like an
sharp,
action star
and it's
again.
Coming
It's-
at you real quick, and just before like the space rebar that you're accelerating at it rapidly is about to pierce you, you feel the transporter beam capture you.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down!
And, unfortunately, you forgot that these transporters for some reason preserve motion, so you guys both go thump against the side.
Okay, and then I immediately hurl, and I have not turned off the force field yet.
But when you turn it off, it does fall out. When you hit the wall, by the way, you hear the click of the computer and laugh track plays in the room.
Come on! Can we turn off the goddamn laugh track?
Are we all?
All of you transport in after. The transporter's here, by the way. It's like one of those 3D scanners. It like the
old stomach ain't what it used to be.
And I look over at Chip and I shake my head and I'm like,
dear Lord.
this is what he gets for not taking things seriously.
Do I look alright? Is everything where it's supposed to be?
All right, so
You're an alien and I just transported people. Oh my gosh!
you feel more alien for having been transported, Amy. All right, so you like the longer you're in the suit and the more stuff you do, and there goes the iPad, which is good because we're about to hit the break. But the more it is like converting you into the character you were. So really quickly, so there's the door here. You recognize this instantly. You were on the set all the time. Although none of these sets ever connected for you. So you really don't know how this connects to any other room in the ship. But you know this door went out into a hallway because you often did that scene.
What if we find, like, the lift? That goes wherever we needed to go, right?
Right. We need to get to the bridge. We need to fly this back to wherever they... home.
Earth.
Yes, I know, but I didn't want to say it out loud. We're in space. This is so unreal. I feel like I'm dreaming, but I'm not. And this is... I'm freaking out.
Everyone, just calm down and think of your hearts and how much we all care about each other.
Make a 3 dice
We're gonna
feelings
survive.
roll.
We're all gonna survive.
Elisa, make a feelings roll.
Okay.
It's 3 dice, and it's feelings. So you want to roll higher than your number. Your number or higher.
Okay, 3 or higher.
I
have 1 success.
All right, you mildly calm everyone down.
It's okay, everyone.
I feel a mild sense of relief when I'm near you, Quincy.
I'm seeing with the eyes of the character. I'm in the skin of the character. I am the greatest actor who has ever lived.
Okay, I really think she's not okay, you guys.
Rebecca's terrible.
She's having a reaction.
You're in this room. You're in the transport.
Yeah, sometimes, like, late at night, when I've had a couple of drinks, I actually, like, sit in my expensive house in the hills, and I, like, just read old technical manuals and stuff, because I do have a deep fondness for the show.
All right.
So... do I have, like, from those, would I have any sense of, like, what the floor plan is supposed to be?
Make a 2 dice lasers roll.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to start heading to, like, a turbo lift, because those always go where
Literally
they
double
go
fail.
No matter what.
Okay, you have no idea.
I'm very drunk when I read those books, so I'm like, I think...
if you go out, so you walk towards the door, and it opens up for you. But for some reason it makes it a wooga sound.
Awooga!
I never understood that.
Every roll so far.
And then and there's a hallway in front of you, and down the end of the hallway is the door you recognize was like the turbo lift equivalent door.
Guys, come on, the turbo lift will take us to the bridge. Let's go.
Okay, an elevator.
All right, so this opens into it's a sphere made of the same material that was like the airlock and your boob window, and it's just an open sphere in like an empty shaft. But it's a whole sphere, like the side. This was how it was in the show.
This is incredible.
Right.
Beautiful.
This is very impressive, I must say.
I'm glad you're here.
We're trying to... does anybody remember how these things work? I think you just, like, say where you want to go and it takes you there.
Captain's room?
None of you are in it currently. Do you want to go in there?
I'm good.
I should go first.
Does it only work?
The bridge, right? The bridge of the ship. It's called a bridge.
All right, so as you step into it, the wall of the sphere that you pass through lets you through, but the floor of the sphere does not. So you step onto it, and then after you're all in, as you say bridge.
Bridge!
Bridge! You can feel it sort of lurch to life, and it starts rocketing up, and there's no momentum in the sphere at all. You're just perfectly moving, and it's like shifting, and you can see all the different like decks as it's passing by and little windows, and eventually it ends at another door. The door opens, and you see the familiar bridge set that you always worked on. Oh, sorry, the door opens, wooga! And then you see the familiar bridge set you always worked on, and the view screen, and on the view screen you can see the asteroid base that you were on, which only the two of you have ever really seen from the outside at this point, and it basically full-on explodes, and like all the ships around it are destroyed, and you can see the turret ships are flying all around that, and you basically are alone on this ship with no support, and we're going to take a break. So I'm going to charge the iPad, and we'll get right back in just a second with more lasers and feelings. I got to say, this is going really well. I really enjoy
Says who?
We gotta take out that Star Dreadnought, guys. We got a mission.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We'll be back in 10 minutes or less. We're all going to 10-1 or whatever. And thanks for sticking around with us here, and we'll be right back. Are you good? It's lasers and feelings time. When last we left the crew of the USS Missouri, they were
Missouri.
Or the actors who played them on TV are currently in the middle of a battle between the Lanzigs and the Turnt, trying to prevent the Turnt from getting their hands on a Star Dreadnought.
The Turnt.
So as you've come up, you've all taken the turbo lift from, we'll call it Turbosphere. You've taken the Turbosphere from the hamster bubble of transportation. Now the Turbosphere from the transporter room up to the bridge, you can see through the main view screen of the bridge that the asteroid sort of shipyard base that the Lanzigs brought you to many parsecs from Earth has been destroyed by the Turnt attack. And there are still Turnt fighters and like capital ships out there sort of shooting lasers around. And as you get to the bridge, you can see the ship sort of wakes up even more than it already was. Lights are coming on, different sort of
noise.
Yeah. No, it's all the awooga. Ooga. And like
I hate that noise.
The good awooga or the bad awooga?
PTSD. Ooh.
So like every one of the screens is turning on, and the ship and the externals of the ship must also be turning on, because you can see some of the Turnt fighters and whatnot start turning their attention to the USS Missouri. So
I walk right over to the captain's chair and I stand over it and I'm like, I always knew destiny would lead me here. And I sit down in it and try and look, authoritative.
All right.
I walk over to the smaller chair that's offset slightly from the captain's chair, and I kick my leg up, I Riker right over that thing, and I sit down.
All right.
I'm in my place.
I feel like everyone's going to where they belong, so I'll head to the communication section because I'm familiar with that and I know what to do. And of course I go to sit down and the chair collapses.
Laugh track.
I hate this
I go over to the science station, which has another copy of Language of Love because I forgot mine in space, and it has this. it's all the visuals and like dials and stuff are all like love and like purple like pink red sensual monitors.
Hearts,
and
kind of
yeah.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yeah, it's very Georgia O'Keeffe, but space.
Go.
I'm legitimately nerding out over the engineering station.
All right. It's just as you remembered it, and it springs to life upon you. Actually, when the like mini computer on your wrist gets near your station, you can feel it turns on a bit, and all of your stations like light up, and it recognizes who you are. And it sort of, and you remember on the ship too, you had some of the stations had like specific configurations that like one character would like to, the way they like to use it, and so like the digital buttons will move into different configurations and whatnot.
It's just like it used to be.
It is. I think mine's all covered in jagged edges. I think I was probably tactical.
All right.
I didn't have a spot because my character was never on this part of the ship.
You can share a spot with me if you want.
Horatio, you can share a spot with me.
Private Sanchez, we need you on the bridge.
You didn't need a Private Sanchez on the bridge. Nobody needed a Private Sanchez on the bridge. My scene was I was called from my quarters to the teleportation room, then I landed down on the planet, and then later I was supposed to help you down on the planet. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm gonna sit down at the controls.
All right. So you sit like in the pilot section or whatever?
Yes.
I guess we need a pilot. We didn't think about that. Lost Sage isn't here.
So you sit down, your like suit like vibrates angrily for a second and then reconfigures everything, and the if you had your helmet on, the heads-up display for your helmet like reconfigures to the pilot's station.
I do have my helmet on. I'm
Okay.
never taking it off. I'm in space right now. I'm freaked out.
They don't have like oxygen tanks, so they operate forever. So it gives you like a heads-up display that like tells you all about where the ship is. You kind of see the ship in 3 dimensions in your heads-up display, and you can see little like digital optics around it. You remember that effect on the show? Well, you don't actually remember, but any of you might have remembered that effect on the show cost.
Would you look at that,
half the
Francois?
budget.
It's not Francois. My first name isn't Francois, okay? I'm just Private Sanchez. That's it.
All right. So you're at the ship, but you're also in jeopardy because these other ships are moving at you at high speeds. What does anyone want to do?
I'm going to put out a distress signal to any ships out there because I was really good at that. But as I go to do the compute and doing the thing, I realize that it's only going to do it if I do it in the voice that I did on the show.
It's voice recognition.
It's voice recognition.
Distress call.
Distress call? We are in a distress call. I had to use a different voice on the show. This is ex-plane of the USS Missouri. Does anyone copy?
All right,
Captain! Oh, I'm sorry. Not Captain. Dirk! I put out a distress signal. If there's anyone nearby that has any idea who we are, hopefully they'll come.
Don't say it, Dirk. Don't say it.
No, don't worry, I've got it. Captain was correct.
Captain! I put out a distress signal. I can't believe I
Suggestions?
Stupid voice.
Wasn't
Laugh
this?
No, I was serious that time. Anybody have any actual ideas here?
I mean,
We gotta get the hell out of here.
We could always press the little pew pews and the boom booms
Yeah,
and take rid
you've
of some
got
of
the
these
helm.
ships that are shooting at us.
Before we do that, I want to use our
Sanchez,
ship's X-ray
take the wheel.
visions
Okay.
to like see around and like see.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that could shoot.
And I also feel.
Make a 3 dice lasers roll, please.
2 successes.
All right, you can see it starts like peeling back the onion of the stuff in front of the view screen, and you can see into like the burned out husk of the asteroid base, and then you can see past it. And on the other side, like some of the ships in the foreground are sort of like sliced, and until eventually you can't see them. And then way past all the action, you can see turret ships are like pulling what look like giant sort of crystalline power cells out of these sort of other asteroids, and they're shooting off in some direction.
Yes,
We should probably stop them from getting that.
We should probably go in the opposite direction of that.
We should do the pew pews, the boom booms, and the bye byes. I'm down for all 3.
I don't think the bye-byes
We never
was
use
a
the
thing.
bye-byes.
No,
on
I
the
meant
show.
like we need to get out of here. Is what I'm trying to say. There was no bye byes on the ship. I
Wait,
memorized
wait.
every script.
What do you mean we have to get out of here? We never get out of here. Haven't you ever seen the show?
We're not on a show right now. My name is Horatio Andrews. My real last name is Andasola. We need to go home. We need to get to Earth.
I feel like I am home.
Look,
You're at navigation. Do you want to try to do something with that?
Yes, I want to go that way. If the bad guys are in front of us, yes.
All right. So make a lasers roll.
I'm gonna disengage the inertial dampeners.
Are we gonna destroy Earth? Is this what our this is what is gonna
1 or 2 dice.
It is 1 die
Okay.
because you didn't do this in the show. You're not prepared for it.
Yep. Okay, I better roll a 2 or a 1. Oh, it's a 4.
All right. You fiddle with the levers for a while. The ship kind of shakes in different directions. A prompt comes up in your heads-up display, and you can all hear the computer voice, and it says, "Auto navigation available. Please select destination."
Auto navigation. Select Earth.
I'm sorry. Your primary mission is currently locked in the coordinates. You must complete your primary mission before any other available destination.
Captain, say engage! Say engage!
Engage!
Engaging primary destination.
This isn't worth any amount of money.
The ship begins to sort of pull out from space dock, and it's heading towards those power cells. What do you want to do?
My arbitrarily deciding my weird enhanced alien senses reveal, like Karnak of the Inhuman style, they reveal the pattern in what I'm looking at.
Good reference.
Ooh, you're like Sherlock.
Yeah, a little bit. But I think it's my active listening and my commitment.
Don't be a hack, dear.
Feeling the roll.
I think I know what to do. So I want to shoot the pew-pews
Okay.
at the power course.
All right, at the power course, okay, go ahead and make a lasers roll. You're good at this, so
Captain,
it's...
permission to target the power course.
Permission granted.
what?
Wait, is that what I said? Yes.
No, don't do that.
No, I mean just like, why are you asking Dirk?
Captain Dirk. No, I mean Captain
He's not
David.
a captain.
No, Captain Goldstein.
Rebecca, just do whatever you
Oh dear
want.
God, just shoot the pew pews. Shoot the pew pews.
Yes. With the pew-pews.
All right,
Everybody respect the chain of command.
so that is a 3
Oh, dear
dice
don't
lasers
help.
roll. It's literally lasers.
Shoot the pew pews. I just like saying pew pew. Shoot
the pew-pews.
Shoot the pew pews. Whoa! She shot
shoots them
Those
pew
pew
pews.
pews.
All right, 3 successes.
Yeah.
All right, so
Those are 2s and a 1.
all right,
Those pew pews don't know what hit
the
them.
ship's armaments like light up and blasts of blue laser energy like shoot out and hit 3 or 4 ships, and it's like auto targeting them in various directions, and you're shooting ahead of them, and it's a really impressive scope. And some of the ship, like the ship's armaments are actually quite powerful. You're knocking whole ships out with each blast. Boom, boom, boom. And then basically all the ships that were like sort of messing around, like checking for survivors, all decide to concentrate on the Missouri. So it sort of comes, like you can see ships banking back around.
Can I say that I sort of, without realizing it, I go a sentence in my own language.
Yes,
did we?
you definitely did that.
Wait.
And
Did
for
we
some
just?
reason, I understood that.
Did we just kill people? Did we just kill people?
And they're hurting. They're very angry now. The survivors are. Oh, they're so angry at us, Captain. We need to send them love.
Who's your communications officer?
Me. Yeah, the one who's good at talking, dear.
Can we hail them?
Oh, yes.
We need to try.
Oh, yes, Captain, would you like... Oh, Captain Duck, would you like me to communicate to these other ships that they'd have to surrender? Or,
David, and yes.
Captain David.
Captain
or
Goldstein.
we're going to shoot them with the pew-pew. Is that what we're trying to do? I'll do that. Hold on, wait. Hello, attention all ships in areas in the perimeter. Oh, dear.
She's the communications officer. Seriously. I should have auditioned for that part. I could have done
I
that.
had to turn my voice off.
I didn't have a say in casting.
This is the USS Missouri. Please stop all illegal activity or be shot down by the pew-pews. Was that all right?
I never understood why Hollywood favors theater Brits so much.
Dear, look, I didn't write this. I'm going off the top of my head.
I understand your training wasn't as good.
Is there any response?
You send it out. There's the light of someone trying to send back a communication is blinking.
Oh, Captain, it's blinking. Hold on.
So you can either like take this into like a headphone that's just for you, or you can send it to the view
Excuse
screen.
me. No, I'm just gonna take it myself. Pardon me. Shh. Quiet on the set.
All right. You hear a version of like the sort of alien language you heard when the Lanzigs were talking earlier. It's not being translated.
Oh, let me put this on the thingy. Let me see if I can try. Oh, hold on.
Speaker.
Make a lasers roll.
Okay, 2
Yeah.
dice.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I have to get, low or high?
With lasers, you have to get lower.
Get low. Shit. No.
She does not get low.
All right. It comes onto a view screen like hard left of everybody.
This is hard, all right? Okay.
You can see it looks a lot like the sort of crocodilian aliens you saw earlier, only red instead of blue, and it's speaking in that weird language and sort of gesturing ominously at the screen.
Why are you guys fighting?
Can
You
I
look exactly the same.
Can I suddenly remember how to put the translator fix? Like, I'm just like, oh, I remember this.
Make a feelings roll.
All right, that's 2.
Yeah.
Like that,
And
and
that's
that's stopped any species
Low.
ever.
Oh, God.
No, feelings you want to roll
Higher?
higher.
Oh, thank God.
This is just like the
2
episode I was on.
successes. All right.
All right, you punch in the code and it's alien ship. We will destroy you if you try to stop us from getting these power cells. These are rightfully the property of the Turnt Continuum.
Okay. This is just like the episode I was on. Shit, before I died. God, hang on. Valexa? You have to, you seduce the alien. Remember? You seduce the alien to try to ease the tension that they're warring with each other and they look the same. Remember the 2 alien species?
I'm sorry, if one of you was planning to mute your audio while you had this internal discussion, it hasn't happened. I can hear you talking to each other. Is this the way that, is this a interspecies
I was never on this part of the set.
Sorry about that, Captain. Okay, muted. Continue.
Make a
Continue.
lasers roll.
Make me?
Yeah.
Wait, 2?
It's not
Yeah.
gonna be
Oh
good.
shit! I'm horrible. I should have gone with a different number. Oh, I got a success.
All right, you
Oh,
definitely.
isn't that
yeah.
a laser feeling?
Yeah.
Oh
2.
yeah, you super muted.
Oh, my bad.
Wait,
It actually
I don't
turns
think
his
they can
mic
hear me
off too. Like, wait, what? What
Can't
happened?
hear you. Oh, can't hear you, alien. Ooh, oh, pew pew on you.
Wait, we should probably be able to hear them.
Well, he's not talking.
This is
He's
so
like
much fun, you guys.
he's the universal sort of space language of you've muted yourself, so he's just waiting patiently to talk.
Okay, does
But usually
anybody
like
else...
another one comes on and they have like a conversation and then like he's like the community takes something out of his wallet and hands it to him.
Like super casual, right?
Does anybody else remember how that episode ended?
I have an idea.
Because I was written off before.
I actually. Oh.
As a poker player, I think the key here is to bluff. I think we should just get on there and threaten the hell out of this
We've
guy.
got real pew-pews.
Yeah.
Even better.
If they don't respond to threats, we've got the pew-pews.
First of all, Dirk, you're a fucking terrible poker player. And secondly, Quincy, you had something to say?
I got dealt bad cards.
Well, listen, like my whole character was using love and or seduction as science, which makes no freaking sense. Why did I accept
always
this
thought
role?
you were more than that. We never had a scene together, but I always thought in our off-Broadway long-running production, we gave you a whole scene in Act 2 where you are more than that.
Rebecca, please. No
Thank
more
you.
about Protectors of Soon.
I needed to hear that.
It was pretty
Thank
funny.
you, Rebecca.
You saw my show?
That was a good song. How did it go?
I
More
might
than
have-
that? How did the song More Than That
You're
go?
more than that.
I need to come see that show.
Yeah, we should hang out more, you guys.
All right, everyone,
Okay.
can we please pay attention to the task at hand here? There's
So-
a red crocodile
So
thing.
what's the plan? You seduce the alien and then what? You tell it to stop fighting with its brother?
I don't know. That was every episode, sure.
No, I remember this
usually
episode.
worked.
I, being Mabel DeBlue, memorized every episode and everyone's line because someone had to do it.
Bullshit.
Oh, almost everyone. And I didn't
If
remember.
you memorized it, what's his first name?
Yeah, what's my character's first name?
Oh, they didn't even write that in.
That's
darling.
actually true. That's actually.
It was always Private Sanchez.
What was my first line?
It said, "Hey, you."
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah,
as well.
And then ouch my toe. I mean, we all pretty much remember
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
He only had two.
All right.
Actually, a very good episode.
Then we'll hail him back, and then I'll do my first line, and then you seduce him, and then the thing will play out, and then we can go
See
home.
what happens.
All right. All right.
On screen.
Wait. Unmuting, Captain.
Oh, unmute.
Unmute.
You can have that one for free because you're laser feelings. I
gotta
hope
do
you have
this.
finished your internal conversation.
I gotta do this in the
Basic
stupid fucking
galactic
accent.
candor would have meant you sped that up, but you seem to be
we're
new
really
to this
good at
sector, so I'm gonna let you have that. Listen, these are our.
Hey, fool! Hey, you!
What is
Orale,
happening?
you, dude!
Why does your con officer want
Listen, what's your name?
Gorax?
Gorax. I sense that you are very stressed, and you might need to just relax and think about your feelings. Does that sound right?
Make a feelings roll.
How many?
Let's see. You were prepared for this, and you're good at this at 3.
And I have to go under 3?
You have to go. You roll 3 dice, and it's a feelings roll, so you go your number or over.
Over
3, 4, 5, or 6.
3, 4, 5, or 6.
I got 2 success.
All right. I suppose I am stressed. Yes, I've got a dreadnought to finish and global dominate or interglobal. No, that doesn't work. And galactic domination to deal with. And I mean, I'm not the biggest leader amongst our people, but I do have a lot of people under me. I've got my own
And you
ship.
know what? You may not be the biggest leader, but in my eyes you are. And I think you should just let us go.
Make another feelings roll.
I'd like to assist on this one in my capacity as first officer, just providing first officer support to a job well done.
So make a feelings roll of your own, just 1 die.
Pass.
All right, so
All right.
roll 4 dice on this
right.
one. What do you do to assist? How are you first officer?
I mean, it's like in that way that first officers assist, which is to say, like, they don't do anything specific because, like, there's nothing specific for them to do, but they provide a sort of general, like, moral support and, like, support of the captain. So I'm sort of standing there being like,
Tell me
yeah,
more about how
you're
first
doing
officers
it.
don't do
You're
anything in
seducing that
particular.
guy. Keep seducing that guy.
Now we know why Sam's been underwritten. All right, so I will go ahead and set the precedent that you can assist on any roll by doing nothing and allow that to go.
Nailed it.
3 success.
All right. I don't think any creature has ever quite known me as you do.
I know.
Turn it off, and like you like the ship's like comes to us, like slows down next to you and just. I'm sorry, this seems weird, but would you like to beam over, or I can beam over there? I can hold off the fleet if it's necessary.
Oh, sweetie.
Bring him here.
Yes, why don't you come to us? We'll make you very comfortable, I promise.
I've prepared one of your living quarters. I'll get my systems to beam me over soon. I've never done this. It's so fast. I'm sorry. And then like the view screen goes black.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
I mean, I must say, dear, I was very impressed.
Are you
Nailed
gonna
it, dear.
sleep with him now for real?
No, now we should shoot him.
Oh.
No, wait till he's on the our ship. Then we have like the leader guy captive.
Robbie's
And
got
we
it.
can like pew pew the other ships.
Robbie's got it.
Yes.
That's
right.
Yeah, I think that is what we should do as captain.
Suggestion noted.
Years.
KF,
Suggestion noted.
KF, you need to make a feelings roll. Just a basic feelings roll.
Is that 1 or 2?
We'll say it's 2 because it's something you're good at.
It's over, right?
Feelings
Laser feeling.
is over.
Yeah, laser feelings and an additional success.
All right,
Yay.
so you instinctually put the shields up when you got to tactical. So but you also remember that they can't beam through the shields. But unlike in Star Trek where you have to take the whole shields down, it's like someone is like basically like setting it like a doorbell chime. Like I'd like to beam through this now, and you have to allow it.
Open a small porthole.
Yeah. All right, so they're going to be down in the transporter room right now because you just allowed them to transport on the ship. What does anyone want to do? But some of the other turret captains or whatever are clearly not on board with this. Is like you can see that people are like there are still some hostile ships out there. That they might be a little weirded out by the fact that one of their ships is parked next to yours and like their shields are down.
How much do they know about what's going on
What
right
was
now?
the guy's name again? Gorak?
Gorax.
I'm gonna go meet this Gorax.
I'm gonna put out a message. Attention, all ships in the preceding areas. We shall be meeting with your leader, Gorax, to discuss possible
Peaceful
truce.
resolution. Okay.
Okay. Possible resolution. Resolution's nice, yes. How was that?
That was great.
Thank you.
All right.
It's so hard. I haven't done improv in years.
I go meet with Gorax. Lieutenant Maddox, you're with me. Chip, you have the bridge.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right. So there's the bridge door opens to the transphosphere, the turbosphere.
It's really in
Ship's
character
turn.
now.
Do we have a thing? Do we have something like a replicator on this ship? Like,
There isn't one on the bridge, but yes, you do remember there was a Fudamat.
I don't know about all of you, but I could go for a glass of wine right about now.
We're on duty.
Oh dear God.
All right, so you two take the transposphere or the turbosphere down to the transporter room. What is it? While they're going to this rendezvous, what do the 5 of you that are on the bridge want to do?
I think that we should be prepared for a big climactic action sequence.
How can we be prepared for that? What did characters on this show do whenever the show followed the other characters as they did something else? What is the rest of us supposed to do?
We usually had like a B plot. Like, there was something else going on.
What's our
Oh
B
my
plot?
gosh, does that mean that like Dirk and Quincy are the B plot again? Like, back when Never mind.
What?
The fans did not like those episodes.
Nothing. So are we going toward the other ships?
We should hold position, but prepare all of our weapon systems. If this turns into a shootout,
That's true. We should
We'll
get
be
them
ready for them.
Will we? I don't feel ready.
I think our B plot is that something's happening to Rebecca. We should probably try to help her. Are you okay?
I feel perfectly well.
Yes,
She's
look,
not
she's
okay.
perfectly
She's turning
well.
into an alien.
There are robo-medical facilities on the ship.
But we can't leave can we call a robo doctor up to
Yeah.
the bridge?
No, someone's going to have to go. I mean, it could just be her, but someone's going to have to go down to the medical facility.
But I want my pews prepared.
Someone else could jump into that spot.
Definitely put the boom booms online.
Look,
Yeah.
Chip,
Bring
what's
the
gonna
boom booms
happen?
I
online.
can try to cover it if you need to get to a doctor.
That styrofoam thing's gonna open up and
Feel better.
Dirk's
See,
gonna
she's
walk
never
in
felt
and
better.
No,
Fine.
we need to take her to the doctor
Yes,
because
yes, fine.
this is more than just in character stuff. Look at
Alright.
she's
This is taking method acting to a whole new level, dear.
So in World's least good DMing practice, I'm going to let you send one team to the medical bay, one team will run the bridge, and one team is going to deal with this interaction.
Fracking party
of the 5 of
splitters.
you, who is going to go to the medical facility?
I gotta stay on the bridge.
medical.
Alright, okay.
Yeah,
So
that
the
makes
2 of you are
sense.
going to medical, and the 3 of you are on the
Wait,
bridge?
can I go to the medical as well because I want to be closer to Horatio?
Yeah. Even though it also means you have to be closer to Rebecca.
Yes, but that's why I don't trust her.
Oh.
I
Okay.
this is my second chance. Like with the first moment I laid eyes on Horatio from that one episode that he died in, I knew it was love at first sight.
I see.
And my heart has never quite gone over that.
I see Mabel.
Chip was just a sad replacement.
I see Mabel get up from her seat, and I'm like, you can stay here in this room.
Dear. In case something happens to where they need another female in the room, if she needs to disrobe. We don't know you very well, Horatio. I mean, how could we trust you with this young woman here? Also, I just feel like I should, be there.
Worst flirting ever.
Those 3 different excuses.
I have a very strong bond.
3 different excuses. All right.
Great.
Okay.
I just feel like I'm just a communications officer. That all of the messages are already out. There's nothing here for
Fine.
me.
Let's go. Let's get in that weird
I've already
sphere
pushed the
thing.
buttons. I've already.
Alaska,
All right, just
be careful. Usually the B plot is something in your area exploding.
Oh. Well, if I'm at your station, will it still explode? Okay, get to the doctor.
So the 3 of you take another. There's another. The door opens. There's a fresh turbosphere in there. There's always one.
Fresh.
And you go in there, and it heads off to the medical
hospital.
bay.
Ship hospital.
I push myself in between the two of them. So, this is exciting, isn't it? Yes.
All right. Meanwhile, the 2 of you have arrived on the engineering deck where the transporter room is, and the turbosphere doors open. Ooga! And you can see that the contingent from the other ship has already arrived, but it's him and like 10 of his guards.
Greetings. Which one of you is Snorlax?
I elbow him and I'm like, Gorax.
What she said.
You can recognize. Well, we kind of recognize Gorax by his actions, even though they all kind of look like red alligator men. And he's also wearing like a more adorned outfit. And he comes instantly to you, but there's no translator here, so it's like, okay.
Yes. I can feel what you're saying. And yes, you are a beautiful, gorgeous entity too. Thank you.
He says something that neither of you recognize and points at you, and it seems like the guards are getting a little agitated. What do you want to do?
You don't even have to ask to be taken to our leader because I'm already here. And I extend my hand very friendly to him.
All right, make some lasers rolls. Make a lasers roll. This is like hand-to-hand combat, so we can say that you're good at this from having done on the show all the time.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, not this literally, but the guards are trying to rough you up, so they're going to grab you and pull you away. So to resist, make a lasers roll.
Yeah, so that's 5 for me, I guess. 2 successes.
All right. So they come in on you, and you instantly use like the sort of weird, Kirk Fu, and push them away. And he said, like the Gorthak is agitated, and he sort of tells them all, and they basically pile in on you, and he's trying to pull you sort of like off to talk with him separately. What do you want to do?
Little help here.
Gorax, honey, dear, I need him. I cannot be separated from him. We're a team.
Make a feelings roll to communicate that with no language.
So I guess
I kind of cower behind her.
Yeah, you're good at feelings, so it's 3 for you.
okay. I'm gonna get 3 or more. I got 2 successes.
All right. He understands what you're saying. He doesn't want it to be so, and he's sort of still. He's like the wheels are spinning for him. Meanwhile, you need to make another couple of lasers rolls because they are trying to beat you up and like drag you out of the hallway.
I try and do one of those like somersault pop up into like the uppercut dealios. Like,
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay, you knock one of them out, and then you like brace another one off, and they're doing that thing where they kind of fall in. They're only coming at you one or two at a time. Garthak she's starting to get what you're talking about.
Anytime now, Voluptua.
He reaches out and he grabs your wrist. Do you want to let him do it?
Yes.
All right. He types on your wrist computer and turns your translator on for you.
Oh, that's right.
Now we can speak.
Oh.
I've never done this. I've never met with my prey before in this way. I see you differently than them, but he can go. I don't know why you need him. He can go.
No, I need him, Gorax. We are a team.
I'm sorry, I'm not that... My species doesn't do that, more than one.
Oh,
is that a thing with
yes.
people?
You need to open yourself up. Gorax.
This is not... Sorry, I'm not... I don't know what you thought this was.
The language of love.
Speak the
You know what
language
I
of
think
love.
it is, Gorax? I think you need to open your heart.
Make a feelings roll.
I don't know what
I don't know what's happening. What kind of show is this?
Oh, I got 3 successes.
A show that got ratings.
I guess... I mean, yeah, you gotta just jump into it, you know? Okay. To be honest with you, I'm sorry, I never got your name.
Lieutenant Voluptua.
Voluptua. Sister with that name. And Lieutenant Voluptua, I was planning to come here and just take over your ship. There was something between us, but I thought I'd just use that as some reason to attack. I brought a boarding party with me, but now that just seems so silly. Is there a place we can go and talk? I'll send my men away.
Why don't we go and talk somewhere private?
The 3 of us?
Yes.
I think. Alright, am I ready for this? I'm not sure. Alright.
Wizard breath spray.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna take him? He'll follow you somewhere.
I actually want to. My strategy, my secret strategy, is to take him to the brig.
Yeah.
the brig.
Yep. My girl.
So,
Yeah, luring him to the brig.
alright,
Right?
so he'll
For
get
real.
on the turbosphere with you,
Okay.
and then are you gonna just say brig?
Deck, whatever deck it's on. Deck 4.
Make a feelings roll to remember. This is only 2 dice. Make a feelings roll to remember what deck it was on.
Okay, and then
Can I help her with
Well,
that?
do you know what she's going to do?
are you picking up when I'm?
They are on a bit of a wavelength.
Yeah, because this was the plot of an episode. She did this
Okay.
in the episode.
So you can both make feelings rolls.
died in.
Horatio died in.
2 dice to try and remember which deck the brig was on.
Okay.
Right, I'm trying to subtly signal by through a
Actually, no,
system
you
of
do an
blinks.
assist. So you just roll 1. It's a feelings
Okay.
roll.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so
Alright.
2 dice.
Yes, 2 success.
All right, you remember it was on deck 4.
All right. Deck 4.
Affirmative. And so he heads off in that direction. The boarding party.
Oh, we send him.
No, you're with him.
Oh,
Like,
3 of
you
us.
all go off in that
Great.
direction together. Meanwhile, the boarding party sits in the hallway. There's no way that was a bad idea. All right, so evens odds on. We'll do odds is the medical journey, and evens is the bridge. So it is even. So we're on the bridge. So it's the 2 of you and the ship. And it's very clear that a couple of the turret destroyers are coming around for an attack pass. What do the 2 of you want to do?
Fire all weapons!
Okay, this I didn't do, but I did watch Rebecca do a lot of it. She took a lot of takes. Okay.
Yeah, better train my ass.
Talk about pew pew, shots fired. All right, so
Wow, it smells a boom boom bird. Ooh.
all right, so the controls are right there. As you get close to it, it reconfigures it because you did this once at least on the show, maybe
Yeah.
or something. You worked at the station, so it's right there in front of you.
Yeah, because he was having a lot of feelings one time.
All right,
All right, cool. So
it's 2 because it wasn't something you were very familiar with.
No, too late.
Oh,
never mind.
you can assist. You can always assist with your
Yeah.
incredible.
I would like to
exo
assist with
skills.
my incredible. I just really want you to succeed power. This is lasers or feelings.
It's a lasers roll.
Cool. That is a pass.
All right, so roll 3 dice.
Wait, hold on. Is that just a
I'll
regular
roll a
pass?
third die if you
Yeah,
have
it's a
one.
regular pass.
all right, then that is 2 successes plus a laser feeling.
Damn. All right, so You hammer on buttons and pull levers, and the ship lights up like a death blossom and fires weapons out in all directions, including the boom booms, which are like big sort of like space balls of energy that sort of fall off and explode when they hit things.
I always loved the boom boom.
And the ship like rocks from the it's like, those explosions in space that have somehow a ring of energy that goes at them. So like the ring hits you guys and it rocks the ship, but you're fine.
I start getting like Michael Bay flashbacks, and there's like a deep endorphin rush.
Okay. You can see at the communication station there's a light going on. Meanwhile, you can also see there are more ships turning around. There's a few more than left. And you can also see in the far distance that a couple of power cells got away, apparently, possibly way earlier in the battle before you were even on the ship. And they're heading off. So what does anyone want to do?
I think we should go after the crystal things. That'll probably stop the Star Dreadnought.
I feel like if the captain were here, he would definitely say that that's a great idea, and we should do that.
All right, so somebody has to run the actual ship's controls.
All right, I want you to stay on weapons because we may need to fire more pew pews and boom booms. So I guess I will take the con for this one.
This is a lasers roll. You can roll 2 dice.
Cool.
As we go, I'm just like,
that's a double success.
Boom.
I'm really sorry about everything that happened with Dirt. I never got to tell you that. We kind of fell out of touch.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, Hollywood's weird. I don't think about it that much anymore.
So are you and Quincy still cool then?
Yeah, we're fine, I guess. I mean, I don't really talk to a lot of people from the show anymore. I, did movies.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I remember seeing one of them once.
Oh, was it Blood Splatter 7?
No.
I kill with punches.
No.
Butt Kickerer.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was a classic.
That really tanked them. Like my theater is totally empty, but you were really great.
I get like a really just far away look, and it's like I didn't quite hear what she said, and then I'm like, yeah, awesome, cool, awesome, yeah, great, awesome, and then I just sort of like walk over, to start trying to fly the ship.
Everybody on this show was an asshole.
The real villain is Hollywood. All right, so
huge asshole.
It is. This is all.
I got out of that life.
This is a rude awakening for everyone.
Yeah. So far, I think that makes Robbie the only heroic character. You're the only one who willfully chose against Hollywood.
The only way to win is not to play.
Yeah, but who taught us that lesson?
All right, so you're flying the ship effectively at those crystals.
Yeah.
Do you want to fire at them, or do you want to fire at the ship's towing them, or do you want to wait till you get closer?
I want to use our X-ray visions to try to figure out, will we explode the crystal if I, shoot it?
Okay.
And, kill us all?
I'll let you use the X-ray. So you X-ray it out, so make a lasers roll to interpret that information.
Okay. 2d6.
Two. Yeah. Plus I'm assuming 1 because he's present in a room.
No, fail.
1 success.
All right. You get an idea that if you shoot the crystals, they're going to explode. They're huge. They're incredibly powerful, incredibly dense power sources, which are what's used to power the Star Dreadnought. And so they will explode, and the shockwave will probably hit the ship no matter how far away you are from it, but the closer you are, the more dangerous it'll be for you. It's certainly very dangerous for the other 2 ships.
But it could, cascade react across all the turnt ships, right?
Yeah, but also the other few crystals that are being escaped. It's going to be a big explosion if it goes off. You can see them not... You can see them devious face. I don't know how to explain it.
But I'm starting to get back into the action mold because there's just been it's been speeding and stuff exploding, and it's this all feels very good to me. It's reminding me of what it felt like when I was on top of the world, and I don't want to let go of that feeling. I really don't want to let go of that feeling.
Okay.
So that devious smile is all I see in that is like more boom boom, and I'm sort of like, yeah, more boom boom.
So you support their terrifyingly dangerous plan.
I mean, I'm actually thinking maybe we should wait until the power cells are closer to the dreadnought to try and use their explosion to destroy
I
the
did not
dreadnought.
get the impression that the dreadnought was on site.
It's not.
Is it?
They're heading towards the dreadnought, though, so if you tailed them, you might be able to follow them all the way there. You don't know how far away it is, but that's where they're going with it.
I would like to use the engineering to try to cloak our signature so we can tail them a little more stealthily.
Okay.
So we've got one of their captains on our ship.
You are also currently being hailed, but you can definitely try to do that now. Okay, go ahead and make. You have to run back to your engineering station.
Yeah.
I'm busy. Put it on the.
This is how I stayed in shape to stay in that suit.
That's a success on the assist.
All right, so go ahead and roll 4 dice to engineering.
Yeah, super roll.
The hail can go to the machine.
That's 2 successes.
All right. You manage to you turn some of the EM signatures down, and the outer running lights turn off, and the engine noise reduces, and it's all stuff that you remember they did internally to make it seem like the ship was cloaked. You have no idea what sort of outside effect that has, but the other ships around don't seem to be noticing the ship anymore. So.
Okay.
Nice.
I think we're sneaking for now. I mean, I know Are they hailing us?
There was definitely a hail light going off. Although
I'm busy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we shouldn't answer right now. We're sneaking.
Yeah, let's just ignore that for now.
Meanwhile,
I have a second chance of love. I'm not letting this slip by.
Oh, you, Mabel.
So you arrive on the deck that has the medical bay in it. It's not far from the turbosphere. You have heard, the ship has rocked a couple of times from some of those early explosions. And so you're all there. The medical bay is just a few doors down.
Oh, I really hope we don't die with whatever happening the hell's up there.
Yeah, do we feel that the
Yeah.
and
the lights have turned off on the hallway, and it's
now
cool.
it's gone to an emergency lighting.
Red emergency lighting.
Dear.
Yeah.
Why
tell
are we
you.
even down here? My
There's
duty
just
is in the bridge.
There's just a very gentle, oh god.
Yeah, it does. It really sucks, Rebecca, to be a character who is not in the main room where the action is happening. Your fate is really left up to the rest of these idiots. We're
Well,
here.
some of us have important jobs.
Okay, you're.
Let's get you back to the way you were, dear.
Yeah, you're Rebecca Morgan.
This is the way I am.
Insignificant. Ma.
What the hell, Mabel?
I burned people.
No, I meant the situation is insignificant. We need to. What's more important is to get her back to the way she was.
I hated being affiliated with that fucking show, man. Everybody on it was such an asshole. Oh my god. You two were so high and mighty. Theater Brits. Yeah, well, you didn't know what kind of training I had, alright?
Well, Horatio, I wanted to tell you this for a long time, but watching your death scene touched me.
You don't
in
have
places.
to. I want to interrupt you. I don't want you to keep going at all. You can stop.
It's why I've always. You never answer my calls or my letters. I honestly didn't know where you lived. I sent it to your agency. They said they dropped you, but.
Yeah, they did. Because I couldn't book anything. That's right.
I wanted to reach out because I saw something special in you, Horatio. You had something that. Never mind. The doors are opening.
Did you consider Meisner?
I can't even get through this.
All right. She's still in there. We got to get her out of there. Look, whatever weird smoke she inhaled turned her into this weird freaky deaky alien thing. Maybe we can reverse the effects or something. Is there a doctor in
It
here?
says robot doctor.
So the inside the room are
Robot
two
doctor.
medical beds. There's also some sort of stand-up pod. And then there's it looks a lot like the robot bartender that you would see with it's basically the exact same prop they used in Star Wars. It's the long face, flappy jawed robot bartender with the thin, that guy.
He was recycled onto our set.
Yeah, only he's wearing there's a medical jacket put over him, and the hand that used to have the bar thing has a tricorder essentially taped to it, and even this replication, it looks like it was sort of taped to it. And I am here to help your medical needs.
Oh yes,
It's
darling.
on a track, by the way. It runs between the two beds.
Hey,
Tell them I'm fine as I am.
Darling, this individual needs to be turned back into a human.
Rebecca, what alien race are you?
Yes, this needs to be turned back into a human.
he like runs the scanner up and down you. All the instruments sort of turn on and whatnot, and you can see like there's a medical diagram, and where you would normally recognize like human organs, there are like some sort of alien configuration, and like the brain has a different amount of lobes.
Jesus, is that real?
And then there's another one that's like the basic human pattern that shows you like a basic X-ray as you were of what Rebecca probably looks like.
Put that in that. Put that into that.
Well,
I must have patient consent. Do you wish to be restored to this original medical pattern?
Rebecca, you're Rebecca Morgan, a moderately successful off-Broadway actress.
you have so much to live for, dear. Truly.
Remember what that felt like.
Roll for deception.
Oh, I got it. What if we trigger something that she would have done on a daily basis in her theatrical life? Rebecca, repeat with me. What to do to die today at 20 to 2 to 2?
There's no way that's gonna work.
A thing distinctly hard to say, but hard
Oh
to
my God, it's
do.
working.
But there'll be a tattoo at 20 to 2. A rat-a-tat-tat-tat. I she's coming
Keep
back.
doing that stupid shit. Keep doing it.
And the dragon will come when he hears the drum.
Does the awuga go off?
Yeah.
Because we're shooting things.
The pew-pews! We have a job to do.
We lost her. Shit.
Oh dear. Private, you have a job to do. You have a destiny too.
Yeah, what is my destiny? To die? Not today, lady. Not gonna happen.
Don't worry, Horatio. I'll protect you.
No, you cannot, probably.
You don't know the training I have, dear.
I don't know. They didn't give me a department. I had a...
You're security now.
I think that was my department. Security. Great. How useful am I going to be up on the captain's room?
Would anyone
What
like
was all
any
that
further
training
medical
for?
procedures?
Not now, dear. We'll be coming back later.
That training you discussed.
What did it prepare you for? Oh dear.
The training that I discussed was the acting school of hard knocks. You ever perform on the street?
Ooh,
Straight up?
I have. It was
Were
very
there pew-pews?
experimental.
Yeah, they were worse than pew-pews. They were real gangbangers in my neighborhood. You don't know what it was like to grow up in an inner city LA neighborhood trying to be an actor? You know how many times I got my ass kicked?
Oh.
There must have been incredibly valuable physical experience.
Like you wouldn't believe, Rebecca.
It's
I don't care.
All right, dears, if you don't mind, the oogers are getting louder and more intense. I think we better get back up to the bridge. If this is something that we're going to discuss later, at least let's go up and try and be useful.
No,
exactly. Private Sanchez, what is your name?
my name, I think I'm getting it. KF. I'm being sufficiently inspired. My character's backstory was never written, and goddammit, I'm writing it right the fuck now. My full name, for the first time ever, is Edward James Olmos Sanchez. And I'm a Mexican in space. Deal with it! Let's get back over that bridge so that I can do some shit.
You all heroically
Wait,
run out.
but as we exit, I turn to the medical doctor and was like, do you do facelifts? I'll be back, dear.
Head off towards the turbosphere. Meanwhile, the two of you and Gorthak are heading towards the brig. You both remember that it is labeled brig. You don't know if his translator is going to translate like written language, but it is definitely going to be there when you get there. So what do you want to do?
So I say to the Gorax, we're going to get the room prepared for you. So just give us a minute. And I turn off the translator, and I turn to him, and I look like I'm saying sexy stuff, but really I'm saying, we're gonna lock him in the bridge. Can I do another thing? I have one more thing I want to do. I probably have to roll for it. I want to communicate to them on the bridge to seal the transporter room where all those other dudes are.
Okay, you need to go to you can either do it from your wrist gauntlet, or one of the panels.
Are there panels in the transporter sphere?
No, I mean you're on deck 4. Right?
Oh, we are. We're already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're in the hallway.
Doesn't she have an extremely offset comm badge?
Oh, that's true. Yes, you could also you could use your comm badge or whatever that is.
Like in your cleavage, like.
I'll try and distract Gorak while she's
It's
doing
in the force.
So you had to just like
Make some feelings rolls and then tell me how you're going to distract him.
I'm going to distract him by explaining to him how the brig is the sexiest room on a ship.
And this is without a translator on.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it through charades. You
Okay.
know, like one word syllable.
The universal language.
And
The
this is
universal
our
language of
captain.
charades.
Yep.
And no, I failed all of them.
He just doesn't seem to be getting it. He starts like miming it back to you.
You're telling him to steal 13.
I was just saying.
And he's sort of like trying to look over your shoulder to see if she's around. All right, so you have the communicator in front of you. So you tap it, and you normally would say bridge or whatever. So if you're talking to the bridge,
yes,
yeah.
voluptua to bridge.
It like broadcasts loud in this room. Voluptua to bridge.
Hey, Quincy, what's up?
Hey, okay, I need you to create a force field around the transporter room. Long story short, there's some security dudes down there, the red alligator guys. You need to seal them off so they don't come get the rest of us.
Hey. So I do that.
All right.
That's
Okay, so do it at 3.
that. It didn't roll in the tray, which is unfortunate. 2 successes.
All right. You feel like the fields go up. All the readings say they're up.
Getting good at these.
All right, I think we got him.
All right.
Well, Robbie's the only one that knows what she's doing or what they're doing.
Garthak is like, he's like, hey.
Okay. All right. Just one. Okay. All right. We're gonna take the red alligator captain to the brig. Okay.
Sounds good.
Is everything
Have
good
fun.
up there? Are you guys okay?
Everything's great.
All right. Voluptua out.
All right.
I want to hail him.
Okay.
Hey, Dirk, Quincy, any luck seducing that idiot?
He's still thankful there's no translator on it.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't know that
You
though.
definitely hear that loud.
Turn on the translator.
No.
You should turn on the translator now.
But he just hailed us.
Yeah, well, but he didn't hear that, so now you can
Dirk,
turn it on.
Quincy, hello, guys, are you okay? Did you have sex with that alligator?
You're more than that. Wait a minute. What kind of things are happening now?
Sing that song to her, Rebecca. Sing it.
More than that. Open your heart and close your boob window.
I don't know any other way though.
Quincy, you gotta fight it. You're more than your boob window, Quincy.
Garthak's like, I'm sorry. He's trying to communicate, and he's like, I don't recognize any of these voices. He goes,
Please maintain strict radio silence while we're trying to
Quincy,
have
don't
sex
fuck that
with the
alligator. Don't fuck him. Don't fuck that alligator. You're gonna regret it.
one of you can make a lasers roll to like turn off your comms.
I'll make that. Yeah, no, I think there's 3 successes.
Okay, so you like type in your wrist gauntlet and it turns your comms
Quincy,
off.
Quincy. Shit, I think she's gonna fuck that alligator, you guys.
Well, you know, darling, we've all done worse.
All right, so
How
Garthax
do you
is
have a
there,
comparable
like, sort of
story,
what's
Mabel?
going on.
I suck.
Now you can turn the translator
Turn
on.
on the translator.
I'm sorry. All those voices aren't going to be where we're going.
Oh,
right?
don't
We're not-
worry about
Correct.
that guy calling you an idiot.
Oh.
Yes.
No, he didn't. No, he.
No one said anything.
Don't even
bad.
mind it.
Yes, we're going to the brig is the sexy room on our ship. The
It's
sexy,
called. You call it the
the
brig
brig. Yeah, it's
'Cause-
like it's a little like bondage S&M thing.
because on my ship that's like a prison.
No, oh honey, it's a prison of love.
It's like a
Yeah.
club.
Make a feelings roll.
3.
Yeah.
All right.
This is exactly what you do on the ship every show.
I got 2 successes.
I guess. I mean, this is already a little bit over my head, so if you want to,
Trying to keep an open mind.
dude. Yeah. Okay. I'm down.
We're almost there. It's just down here. Just a couple
Alright.
more floors, doors down.
So he follows you towards the brig door,
You said you would do this.
and he gets there and he sees it says brig. He's like,
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
This
Okay.
is where it all happens.
Okay. Door opens, and inside is like several cells that have like that same sort of force field in front of them. You know, you remember on the show that you would just walk him in there, and then it would like stop letting him out. Essentially.
Great. So we do that. Yeah.
All right. So you go. Do you go in there with him, or do you just like push him in the door?
I just want us to push him in.
Okay, then one of
Like
you
a
is
sexy push?
whichever one of you is better at lasers. The other one should assist with a lasers roll.
That's probably
I'm
me.
3. What are you?
5.
So I'm better at lasers then, right?
No, lasers is
numbers?
lower, so
Yeah, so
he's,
I'm 3.
he's
He's
better.
really good at lasers.
Because 5 and lower means he's very good at lasers. So you should assist him. So
Oh,
make a single die lasers roll.
I got a 2. I don't know what that means.
Well, you only roll 1 die,
Yeah.
but you roll. And what's your number?
2. Oh, my number's 3.
So you succeed because you
Okay.
rolled lower.
So Rick, roll
So
one
you
more.
so you roll 1 more. So you roll 4 on this one.
So far, he's got 3 successes.
Okay.
So far, you have 3 successes. So
Plus, roll
that.
another. 3 successes.
All right, you knock him in with incredible force. He flies in. You can see the field like changes color, so he can't get back out the other side of it. He turns around.
I karate chop him with a battle cry of suggestions.
The ship in stealth mode, you can hear like the computer turns on, but then doesn't make the sound because it's stealth mode.
Finally, we got rid of the Klaxon.
Voluptua, what is this?
Honey,
This
I'm so sorry. Listen.
Am I supposed to take it off in here? What? I don't understand what this is about.
Yes. Yes. You're supposed to take it off.
This is not about him for me. This is
Dirk, I'm not sure that's really necessary. Do you just want him to get naked right now?
Never mind.
Never seen a naked red lizard man before.
Yes. Well, in that case, yes, you should take it off.
He takes off his like minimal clothes, including his like gun belt, and you know he has alien genitals. So let's be not really clear.
Yeah, you should throw the gun belt to us.
Yes.
He throws it. The force field rejects it back in.
Oh.
And I guess we're good here.
All right.
Wait, is that it? Your culture is very confusing.
We'll be back. Actually, should we just tell him now?
No, we'll be back. And
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Voluptua!
Bye.
All right. So,
Eric is gonna come back and watch this and be like, what in the world?
meanwhile, on the bridge, all the rest of you have assembled. Actually, we'll just say you get all the way back up to the bridge.
Go
That's
back
where you're
up.
headed. So you're back up on the bridge. You're slowly tailing these third ships.
Oh, wait, I'm blinking. Captain, we have a message.
Oh, that stopped a while ago. That
Oh,
was,
never
that was,
mind,
That
never
was
mind.
Garthak's ship asking why you started fighting against his own people,
Oh.
and then you went to Cloak and they lost you.
Captain, we had a message. Should I we have,
Well, play
we
it.
have
Didn't answer
a
it,
message
we were
on the
sneaking.
machine.
Play
Should I
it
say
back.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Computer, play message.
This is Tarthak. I'm the second in command on Garthak's ship. Why are you fighting my... Where are you going? What the... I'll kill you! 9? Now, do I press 9 to leave the message?
Was that the one that I viewed?
Communications off.
Well, I mean, I guess it's fine now. That was quite a while ago, so we're still here.
We're gonna explode the super dreadnought.
Yes.
With the crystals.
Wait, Dirk, Quincy, what happened with that alligator guy?
He is in the brig.
And he's naked.
He thinks that we'll have a threesome with him.
Oh, okay, you didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
All right, so...
Bad news that Rebecca's full on alien now. I don't think we
Yes.
can get her
I
back.
feel like there's.
I mean, if we're gonna go
Gesundheit?
up against like
Rebecca is full
actual
alien.
guys, maybe we can use alien Rebecca.
But how are we going to turn her back when this thing is done? Wait, we had a plan to turn her back when this thing is done. I forgot. Mabel said some dumb shit and it snapped her right into it.
Oh yes.
We'll just do that after, I guess.
All right.
Robbie, what's your plan?
Private sensors, you're with me.
After a time, you it's pretty much like quiet for a second. So if anyone wants to have like a sort of meaningful private dialogue, you guys can any 2 or 3 of you can sort of go off to an area of the bridge where no one
I
can
need
be.
to have a...
Because after that, you're gonna come on the dreadnought, and we're basically in the final act. So does anyone want to have Does anyone in particular want to have a little moment?
I would like
I'm
a moment.
I'm gonna go to Chip for a second.
Okay, so it is just Chip and Mabel. You sort of walk over to where Chip is on the.
Because I'm steering the ship.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you. It just falls.
It's on autopilot, dear. Chip, darling. I know we've had some times. They were the best of times. They were the worst of times, actually. Chip, darling. I just wanted to let you know that I hope there's no hard feelings between the two of us from our past.
Wait, did we?
Oh my god.
Yes, dear, we did. Yes, at least it was
Season 2.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to let you know
completely forgot about that.
even though you and I have a history, I prefer to keep it in the past, just because I do have feelings for someone else.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, Mabel. It's perfectly fine.
All right, I didn't want you to feel anything. I know seeing me again in such, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Such,
Oh God, I do remember that.
Yes, it's very. I know seeing me under such strange circumstances. There's a lot of emotion in the air, and a lot of memories are billowing up in the air inside, and I just didn't want you to feel conflicted. Is all. I wanted you to know where I stood on us.
I think I know now.
Thank you, Chip, darling. You may just be all muscle and no brains, but deep down, I feel like you might have a small intelligence.
Oh, that's so sweet of you to say.
I know, sometimes. I'm complimentary. But dear, get back to flying the ship on autopilot. You're doing great.
Mabel, just so you know, because I feel like you're kind of doing me a solid here, so I should do you one too. It's like, sometimes on these like action movies, especially nowadays when they're frankly a little more low budget, I work with a lot of, what's the polite way to say this? Older talent? So, maybe, if like you are looking for some sort of relationship, I might know some people that are more like, you might be more comfortable with, like in your age group.
I just slapped you and walk away.
All right. All of you see that except whoever is having this scene. Who else?
So I pull Dirk aside and I say, I say to Dirk, I just want to say I feel really guilty about you and Chip breaking up, and I'm sorry if I had any part in that.
Well, you did. I'm not going to tell you how or why.
I feel like it's
I
pretty
think you should
obvious
live
how.
with. Oh yeah. How?
Well, I mean, I only told Robbie this, and I'm sorry I told anyone, but I just had to confide in someone, and Robbie's very sweet and reassuring and comforting, and so, but yeah, I just, all those nights that I stole you away from him.
I thought we agreed not to tell anyone or ever talk again about
I know, but obviously it caused some type of emotional distance between you two, because then you guys got divorced, and I felt so guilty because I knew that I probably had a part in that.
Well, you should live with that guilt.
Jesus.
We're all assholes.
I buried my feelings in an action star career, but no amount of explosions.
Oh my God.
The important thing.
Lasers and repressed feelings.
The important thing is that I am a real captain now.
Okay, whatever you need to tell yourself. Okay. I'm glad you've moved on.
I find some reflection of myself to salute.
All right. Anyone else before we move into the final
Robbie,
moments?
Rebecca, there's something you gotta know. I'm not using that fucking accent anymore. And my character's full name is Edward James Olmo Sanchez. He has a rich history, he's super smart, he's super capable, and I know that my character on the show ultimately had a fate that he sacrificed himself for the greater good. And I've come to terms with the fact that I am never fucking doing that. So if there's any possible chance that somebody's gonna sacrifice themselves, it's gonna be one of you motherfuckers and not me. You got it? I'm living to the end, baby. I'm getting back to Earth.
So the voice recognition only works if you do the accent.
God damn it! Robbie, shit! These fucking fucking aliens.
All right, and on that note, after some time traveling at stealth, you see the space dreadnought, Star Dreadnought, looming in front of you. It's almost twice as big as the space station was that the Missouri was already docked at. It's gigantic. It looks like a larger version of one of the turret ships, but much more menacing. It's covered with like strange spines traveling in other directions, and you've come to recognize whatever the sort of pods are on the turret ships that represent weapons, and it is bristling with them.
I turn to everyone and I give my biggest shit-eating grin and I go, "Hey guys, that's no moon, huh?
God damn it, Chip.
I just walk over and slap him again. And then go back.
I do not understand your cultural tradition.
You've forgotten human culture."
This is gonna be really dangerous, what I kind of set us up for. We're gonna have to work together if we're not gonna explode this whole ship. But if we can explode that crystal, it should take down the entire Star Dreadnought. At the right moment.
Robbie, do we need any sort of special maneuvering for me? I guess I'm at the helm now.
Yeah, if we can get right up like its space butt, that's gonna be the best shot.
There's clearly a space butt.
I'm using my senses to detect the space butt.
Okay.
All right.
I see it up on my.
I could send a message. I could
That's
send a
right.
message to all ships in the area to distract them because since we're cloaked, they won't be able to know where it's
Good
coming
thinking,
from.
Mabel. Good thinking,
And as
Mabel.
the science officer,
We're all working together, everyone. Hollywood is not dead. Hollywood is not dead.
as the science officer, I go to my vulva display. And I sent
With a
We miss you, Eric. Come home. All right, so.
You do what? She sends where the space butt is.
All right. So what we're gonna do?
Heads up vulva.
All right. So
Where's Eric?
Vard can assist Sanchez, and we'll say that Velex and we'll say. Well, first off, so why don't David, you assist explain, and
No, it's Explain.
Explain. You can assist. So you do a feelings roll to assist Explain in their communications ruse.
My distraction.
You can help him navigate. You are going to help that team, so your assist will apply to both their rolls, and then both of you will make the big rolls to do the actual.
Yep.
To
Do the thing.
Yeah, to do the thing in the space butt.
Is mine lasers or feelings?
Lasers on all counts except
aim it right at
for
the butt.
this one. I know I'm handicapping you, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty good.
Lasers.
You know.
So I'm doing feelings. So I have to go over my number, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
thank
wait.
God.
Yes.
Oh, thank
You're
God.
both terrible at this. No, wait, no, you're good at this.
Yes, I'm good at this.
Yeah, it's feelings. You're good at feelings.
I'm good at this.
Can
Yes.
use my.
Lasers.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
All right.
assisting me? What'd you get?
Yeah, you get an extra die.
Yeah.
Oh!
All right, let's do the
Ooh, this mess is gonna be bad. Yeah.
3 both, so plus any assists.
Yep. So that was plus one. Yeah, we're
Alright.
mixed. Let's go.
What's my roll? I'm driving the ship.
It's a
Oh, I got
2
the-
die
Oh.
lasers.
So I got 4 successes, including yours, and one is the little laser.
Is it laser
thing.
feelings?
So my message is like Oscar award winning.
This is your moment.
Give me a Tony.
Thank God.
EGOT!
We're doing the thing.
All right, so you both succeeded.
We got 2 laser feelings each.
All
I got
right.
2 laser feelings, and I got 2 successes on top of my 2 laser feelings.
Okay, and you succeeded.
Oh, these
And-
bitches are going
And
down.
how about
We
you?
are shooting
One success?
And you.
One success.
Okay. Did you roll an extra die because of?
No,
you didn't assist him.
the assist didn't
All
work.
right. And you assisted or not? Didn't really matter.
My positive vibes weren't coming.
And
So-
you
I
succeeded.
assisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So,
we located
basically,
the space butt,
yeah.
and I'm flying it right into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You achieve it at least in a minor way, like with one success. So you bank the ship in towards the Star Dreadnought space butt. It's starting to get complex, folks. It's hard to keep track. All right, and
Way to go up that butt, Private.
We gotta do the maneuver. We gotta do the maneuver. Stand and deliver into the space butt. Orale!
Oh, that accent.
The computer
is so
responds.
insulting.
Yeah. Thank you for that instruction. All right, so what is your Oscar-winning performance, or what is your Tony-winning
It's your
distraction?
moment.
Here it is.
Go, okay.
Oh dear God! See now, I didn't prepare. I didn't. No, all eyes are on me.
Improv, you
Go
got
back.
this.
Go back to you.
Just get on with it.
Okay.
Attention all ships in the area. If you look to your left, you will see an asteroid belt. If you look to your right,
Basically, I'm doing a tour.
they'll never know. This is a distraction message. Please disregard all ships in the area that are not in your fleet. Thank you. Goodbye.
I think they fell for it.
And apparently they did. All right.
They
So
did. They're very confused.
So you are going to fire at the energy crystal, and you're going to protect the ship. Is that my understanding of it?
I was protecting the ship and like rooting more power to the pew-pews. Like
okay.
I'm the power like.
All right. So in
Or
a
English,
power
press
redistribution scene that will go down in history as one of the most meaningful and watchable power redistribution scenes ever, if I could say it, you are turning dials and moving switches, and you fire, and the shots arc into the power crystal, which explodes, causing a cascade, which blows through all the enemy ships and catches some of the crystals already in the Star Dreadnought, which blows it up as well, and the entire view screen just becomes fire as the explosion heads towards you, and now you need to bank them out of there. Now you're putting shields up, like extra shields up.
Nice.
2 lasers?
Yeah.
We do like a special high five
Yeah.
alien greeting thing.
2
that we do.
2 lasers?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 1 success!
All right.
Shit! Bank it! Essay! Bank it! Right now! Bank it! Do it! Bank it!
All right. So you
Dig the hole, fill the hole! Dig the hole, fill the hole, dude!
you manage to bank the ship. It turns against the explosion. It blows across you. Just at that time, you remember that in every episode, the freaking view screen used to crack, and you see a crack moving down it, like it's gonna buckle in. What does anyone want to do?
I want to throw an emergency force field over it.
3 dice of engineering goodness.
Hold up.
and
Can I
laser.
assist the science?
Yes, please do.
With the science of love? Oh, sorry.
Turns out
love is not. 3 successes, 1 of which is a laser feeling.
Damn. How do you roll like that? Is Taliesin behind that table somewhere? What's happening?
I gave my Taliesin die
And it is,
to my boy Nick Herman.
yeah, who has been rolling terribly all night.
It knows who its owner
If you
is.
got luck all, if you got your,
It is like unauthorized user.
Alright, the shield goes up just as the explosion breaks through the bulkhead. It buckles in and then rejects it, and you're flying away. The explosion rocks the rest of the ship. There's damage all over. The displays are like turning red, and aruga, aruga, which is really confusing because that can mean a lot of things. The doors opening and closing.
With all of this action going on around me, I'm just like breathing kind of heavy.
That's creepy. All right,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
and eventually it's all all calms down. The explosion passes over the ship. Eventually, there's no other ships around. It destroyed everything around it except for the Missouri, and you're sort of sitting, quiet in space.
I look at this view screen and I can point to the alien wreckage and I go, suggest that.
You're not.
Eh?
You're not at.
Yeah?
It's nice.
Eh?
You're not at silent running anymore, so the laugh track turns on. Oh no, it's an applause break for this.
Thank you.
Are there any like Lanzig ships around?
You're far from Lanzig space at this point, but you could try to hail them.
Maybe we should.
Oh, I can do that. That's my job.
Find them, yeah.
Wait, do what? What? Why? Huh?
What?
The Lanzigs
Tell
are the
them
ones
that-
we were helping.
Hail Lanzig.
Oh. That's right.
Computer, hail all Lanzig ships within the area.
Feelings again, please. 2 dice.
Wait,
Hold on.
3 dice.
Oh, thank you, dear. Oh,
Good first officer.
is it over?
Feelings is over.
3. So 2 successes.
All right, so you.
And for English, press 1. For press 2.
You managed to hail Lanzig Central Command. You engage the translators automatically.
Yes, translators on and putting on view screen. So Captain David Goldstein can communicate. On screen. There you go, Dev.
The view screen has actually been destroyed,
Oh,
so it's
never mind.
it's one of the like secondary screens nearby. It turns on.
Putting on the secondary view screen to the left.
Ah, it is the crew of the USS Misery.
That's right.
Missouri.
Thank you.
Greetings. We
Our
have just-
long-range sensors realize that you have destroyed the Star Dreadnought, and you have saved our people.
You're welcome.
And we have a naked Gorlax in our brig.
Oh, forgot
And that's
about
your
that.
that's a thing. That's your thing, I guess.
Well,
I mean, you can take him as a war prisoner.
Hey, man.
yes, we
We're not here to
capture
judge.
the leader of your enemies.
Sure.
I'm afraid our long-distance transportation beams only travel in one direction, so you'll have to take the ship back to Earth. Or, of course, you could keep it.
Can we fix our friends who are aliens?
You can do whatever you want. The ship is yours. We gave it to you so you could save us, and you did. It's the least we can do to repay you. Plus all of its cargo, if that's useful.
Cargo?
What's in the cargo bay?
You have to go down there to find out.
Ooh.
Can I like ask the computer for like a cargo bay manifest?
I'll do it. Hey, computer. What's in the cargo bay?
Oh, is it a freaking puppy targ?
Go ahead and roll a
I love puppies.
a feelings roll, I guess.
I immediately turn into
two?
Cruella de Vil.
Sorry.
Puppies?
With +1. Yeah.
Cruella de Vil.
2 successes.
All right. The cargo bay contains like basic comestibles for the ship, medical supplies, and whatnot. It also contains a number of sort of backup materials for the ship's construction, which you remember from the completely non-scientifically apt canon of the ship is gold. So there's probably like 40 pounds worth of just raw gold in the cargo bay. There's also additional energy crystals. There's the ship automatically makes a recording of every mission you take and line cuts it into something bankable. So there's essentially an episode of the show.
Wow.
Guys, we're going back with a pitchable production. We're gonna have the money. We're gonna have a spaceship.
Shit.
We're gonna get in rooms.
Chip,
This is it.
we don't need to have a TV show anymore.
turning
We've got a
around.
fucking spaceship now. This is better than anything we could ever hope to achieve on Earth.
Give that man a promotion.
I go to the console and like go to the cutaway like scene of the footage and make sure all close-ups of me have a Vaseline filter.
I'm
You
staying.
achieved that.
I'm staying on the ship.
All right, so this is to wrap it up. You either now you can take the going to Earth team, as it were, can take enough of the cargo to live well or like anything they need to. So you can have a good life on Earth, or you can stay on the ship. What does each one of your characters do and why? And that's how we'll end tonight. So we'll start with Hector.
I'm staying on the ship
All right.
because
Sorry, I'm so
Horatio Andrews just missed out on a big part in Ant-Man. He lost it to Michael Pena a couple years back, so he's getting shit for work. He's having a tough time, but you know what? Now he's got a fucking spaceship. So he's gonna go cruise the galaxy, and he's gonna let everybody else in the universe know that if you have an accent, you can still play a smart character. You can still be a smart dude. It doesn't matter. He's gonna make first contact with an accent, and they're gonna think that's the smartest thing they've ever heard.
All right. I'm assuming you get promoted to helmsman or something as a result thereof.
Or something.
Let's give him a job.
The doctor, whatever. Just take a job. I mean, there's no one else in the ship to stop you.
Yeah.
So, who else is gonna? Anyone else want to say what they're gonna do?
Role of a lifetime.
Okay.
That way. I'm inhabiting it.
Literally. All right. So you continue to live both in this character and as an alien, and become the tactical officer of the ship. Anyone else?
I decided to stay because I realized I've been fighting my nature. I am voluptuous. I've been trying to be an action star like Chip, but I suck at that. And I am someone who, I love love and I love sensuality. So I'll just stay as voluptua on this ship forever.
All right.
Can I just say, I do love you like this, darling. Rebecca, I'm sorry. I think you and I could essentially become friends. I'm actually going to stay on the ship as well because, let's just face it, my career on Earth is dead. And my one true love is here at the helm. Horatio.
She respects me.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would say, since it's always been unclear that I wasn't sure, that Dirk wasn't sure he wasn't actually Captain David Goldstein. So now he's going to stay on the ship and just commit to that delusion 100%. And defend the future, or the present in a spaceship.
Yeah, I think similarly, it's sort of like, the opposite of Voluptua's reasoning, where it's like, I realized myself as an actual action star, plus the suit gives me my muscles back. Like, I'm feeling like 15 years younger, and I don't want to let go of that feeling, but I want to make sure it's clear I do not become a better person.
I don't think any of us do.
This all just feeds the worst impulses in me, and, if anything, I become worse.
All right.
I'd like to add, back on Earth, my understudy, who was always better than me, but could never play the part because I was the stunt casting, steps into the part, gets discovered in the space of 2 months, and becomes a megastar.
Crazy famous.
That's sweet.
All that's left.
Robbie was better at this than I ever was at anything in my life. I was way better at this than I was at acting. I'm probably better at this than I will be a teacher, but you guys go defend the future, and I'll make sure that there's a future worth defending. I'm gonna go back to Earth, and I'm gonna go back to my preschool class, and I'm gonna teach.
The only good person left. This ship is going to, it's going to get
But darling,
so
we're
bad.
gonna give you a nice chunk of gold.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You definitely can rebuild your
I
house.
can get a lot of school supplies. But
Yeah.
if you guys ever need me,
Marcus for days,
Call.
dear. Crayola.
Yeah. The LAUSD is definitely better off for this choice.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
would have ruined you,
universe.
Robbie.
Yeah.
We would have
Sooner or
ruined
You
you.
would
later.
have been corrupted, dear.
no.
Well, I feel like we can confidently say that in
They
the
stay
next
over
time that Eric is out of town and we play this game,
We'll revisit these
that
assholes.
the story of Robbie is not over. I feel like
No,
they're going to
we'll
get
have to
picked up.
go. We'll have to go back to Earth to get them
Yeah.
because obviously
Robbie.
we need them. For
Robbie,
our
wake up. We gotta go on an
All
adventure.
died. You know that. We would have all died
Yeah.
if Robbie hadn't. Okay,
Yep.
we're
Oh, yeah.
here.
So I definitely feel like if anyone were to watch the playback of this, they would also realize that the only person motivating the entire ship to the right decisions or making any of the useful roles was Robbie. So chances are you'll be heading back to see them very quickly because you're doomed.
Hey.
Robbie.
My guy yelled at these guys not to fuck an alligator.
It's true. He made a moral stand.
And we got Gerlax to
We did
take his
something.
clothes off.
Yeah,
and
except,
break.
right, we
For
just
no
have a
Robbie's the
naked
most
alligator
useful.
prisoner.
And also all of his troops in the transporter bay.
reason.
And
We can,
Yeah,
hey, we can use the gold to pay them off to
They can
work
be
for
our
us.
crew. We need more crewmen.
Oh
Yeah, I
They
think
can
that's the
be-
next mission is to staff
All
up the
right.
ship.
Well, we'll come back to the continuing adventures of the USS Misery when they have somehow press-ganged all of the enemies from this episode into working on the ship. Go back to pick Robbie up, hopefully during summer vacation, and solve yet another adventure in space. And whenever we meet them again, it will not be too far away from today, meaning they will not have gotten any better at any of their jobs. So,
Horatio, call me.
and in case
There's
you're
no
wondering,
phones on the ship. Well, I'm right
We're
here.
both on the
Hail me,
bridge.
darling. Hail me. I'm
in
over
case you're
here.
wondering if any of the cast is unavailable, there's a lot of people that were on the Defenders of the Future who might just get the call in the event that we do this again and no one's available. Eric, thank you for letting me borrow your chair and your cast again, because I did this once for Eric's TBD RPG a couple times. And of course, this show is back next week with another awesome episode. It's the continuation.
Yes, Disaster Part 2.
Which should
Stupid
be really
sexy
amazing.
Zazzeret.
If you have not been watching up on the show, what are you doing here this late especially? But you should definitely check it out. It's available on VOD, on Twitch, and Alpha. And it is every Wednesday at 9:30, at least until the end of this season, hopefully soon. And so it's not, the show's going to be back anyway, moving. So,
Was like, what?
no, you're fine.
Okay.
What else can I do for you guys? We want to do any end tags?
I'm good. I need to get out of this character. I need to cleanse myself.
All right,
I need Mark Sage back. I need a cream soda.
We're gonna have a cult deprogrammer take Bonnie out of character. Anyone else? Any reminders?
Suggestions?
This was fun.
That was really fun.
All right, see everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Shield of Tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll be here every week with the ongoing adventures of the USS Sally Ride. New episodes air on Geek and Sundry Twitch and Alpha every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to see more, you can start your free 30-day trial on projectalpha.com.